leader, it's time for a change. Heading every day. I'm the new leader, it's time for a change. Giving everything that I got, cause I've been working on a plan and a plot. Over with the killers and we going to the top. We blowing up your city and you might get dropped. Cause we are never quitting, we are never giving up. So the enemies, I'm taking them apart. I'm a young boss, got me feeling like a rock. They can never match it, they can never stop. Cause I've been really giving everything that I got. Cause I've been working on a plan and a plot. Over with the killers and we going to the top. We blowing up your city and you might get dropped. Cause we are never quitting, we are never giving up. So the enemies, I'm taking them apart. I'm a young boss, got me feeling like a rock. They can never match it, they can never stop. Cause I've been really giving everything that I got. Cause I've been working on a plan and a plot. Over with the killers and we going to the top. We're blowing up your city and you might get dropped. Yeah, I'm the hunter, you're the prey. You'll bet that I never run away. Cause I'm the one that fights through the pain. I'm the new leader, it's time for a change. What you know about living in the rain, living in the cold, hating every day, but then you still want to do it anyway. But that's not you, yeah, we are not the same. I put the work in, you complain. I'm a rebel, I'm the main, I'm the alpha in this game, and that ain't never gonna change. Never gonna change, never gonna switch. Cause I'm in this game, yeah, I'm in this bitch. Sticking at the pay, yeah, we're getting rich. Investing all the money in the bigger things. Yeah, we going heavy, yeah, we getting it. These niggas don't die, then we feeling it. They cannot hold us down, cause we never quit. We're the rebels of the town, and we getting shit. So the enemies, I'm taking them apart. I'm a young boss, got me feeling like a rock. They can never match it, they can never stop. Cause I've been really giving everything that I got. Working on a plan and a plot. Over with the killers, and we going to the top. We're blowing up your city, and you might get dropped. Yeah, I'm the hunter, you're the prey. You'll bet that I never run away. I'm the new leader, it's time for a change. Heading every day. I'm the new leader, it's time for a change. So the enemies, I'm taking them apart. I'm a young boss, got me feeling like a rock. They can never match it, they can never stop. Cause I've been really giving everything that I got. Cause I've been working on a plan and a plot. Over with the killers and we going to the top. We're blowing up your city and you might get dropped. Cause we are never quitting, we are never giving up. So the enemies, I'm taking them apart. I'm a young boss, got me feeling like a rock. They can never match it, they can never stop. Cause I've been really giving everything that I got. Cause I've been working on a plan and a plot. Over with the killers and we going to the top. We're blowing up your city and you might get dropped. Cause we are never quitting, we are never giving up. So the enemies, I'm taking them apart. I'm a young
What's up, everybody? It's TEKNOBLAST, the #1 Sony fanboy. I got my PlayStation shirt because we're in the future now. You're welcome. The PlayStation 5 Pro is here to stay and is here to destroy all the other gaming platforms that's out there for only a mere $1,000 for everything that you want on it, man. That is nothing. If you want premium gaming, you're gonna have to buy the premium product, which is gonna cost you a premium to get it. Woo! Can't wait to get mine. Mine's already pre-ordered because I got a link from Hearst. He said, "Man, Tech, I know you're the #1 fanboy. Here's a link, man. Here's your secret back door."
Oh snap! Herman hooked you up?
He got me hooked. He hooked me up, man. He's like, "Here's a secret back door." Pause. All right, and
no Diddy.
Not Diddy. And And so he gave me a link so I can order it ahead of time before everybody else, before all the secondary fanboys get in there and buy this new Pro that's going to destroy all the other platforms, even PCs, even handhelds, especially the
even them 4090s.
Yeah, even the 4090s. The 4090s cannot handle what the PlayStation 5 can do and is capable of doing, because only the PlayStation 5 hardware can handle it. Can handle all the new upgrades that that's coming, right? And like I said, it's only a mere $1,000 to have everything you want on it. The console, the add-on disc, the stand. What else? What does the box cost? I forgot if the box cost that comes with it. Maybe
man, as cheap as that box is, man, they gotta save some money somewhere.
Yeah, okay. And so just, man, like, I give them an extra $100 because that's what I was looking forward to, man. Premium fanboy that I am, with the premium product, with the premium prices, man, so I can play this premium games, man. No other plays in PlayStation. Woo, baby. What do you guys think?
Well, welcome, one and all. The party has begun. What up, realist? What up, bro?
What it do, fellas?
Hey, man. Oh, man. Yo, I can't keep character on this shit. This shit is hilarious. Like, holy shit. Holy she balls. Like, listen, man. For the longest time, I was like, man, I don't even believe it's real, right? But it was like, to me, I always said it's like Schrodinger's cat, right?
Yeah.
In the box, right? It's alive and dead at the same time until you open the box to find out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Schrodinger's cat. It's a thought experiment, right?
Yeah.
And I'll explain what I'm talking about. I know it sounds kind of random, but like, when they said that they can be doing a 9-minute special thing with Mark Cerny, I mean, it could have been nothing else but this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing about it, and I first
he's the wizard, man. He's the wizard for us, man. He makes magic happen.
That guy. See, Mark Cerny has been in this industry a long time, man. He was with Sega at the Sega Technical Institute, right?
Yeah. Back
in the early 90s when they had some Japanese folks and American dudes working together, right? Stuff like that. So, like, he's made his bones in the industry and has long since been a respected dude,
Yeah.
No shame on his name up until recently, I'd say, because goddamn. 2 weak sauce systems in a row, in my opinion. But most of all, it's just like, like I said, the rumors are out there since last year, and as far as we know thus far, they're right on the money what they said. We still don't have actual tech specs in terms of like how many megahertz, and gigahertz and whatnot.
Well, what do you need them for, dog? They're gonna be so futuristic that no other platform can handle what this can handle.
Yeah, more powerful than a 4090. I mean, certain people were watching the thing and they were getting phone calls from their buddies who were telling them, apparently, right? but it's
gonna now the PC saying, man is gonna be called Peasant Master Race, man. That's what they're called.
Yeah,
now.
Man. I just got that 4080 Super earlier in this year, man, and now it's already irrelevant.
What a waste, man! Saying? What a waste of money, hard-earned cash on a card that's already obsolete because the PlayStation 5 Pro is coming out, man.
Yeah, bro. So like what I noticed was within the first 2.5 minutes, like he was basically talking about why the PS5 wasn't enough. Basically, right? Like I was just like, "What? This is 9 minutes? So you're already 2.5 minutes? You ain't seen nothing yet." And then they started showing a bunch of pictures, comparison pictures, right? And so that's just the one I want to mention before I hand off the mic, and then really can say what he wants to say. Is the one comparison image that I saw of Ratchet and Clank.
What's up, Snort?
Right? And what I think is, like, the second picture that's supposed to be the PS5 Pro, it's like Ratchet and Clank super zoomed in with the sharpening filter on top of it. That's all it seemed to be, right? Like, and if you're of a certain vintage back in the day when you had to adjust the sharpness and stuff on your TV, right? And you can't go too far because it makes it worse.
Yeah.
That looked worse in that way, in that same kind of way. I'm like, I'm not really seeing the difference. And I'm the type who can see this kind of stuff, right? And I'm watching my 4K OLED, with the video maximized full screen, and I'm like 2 feet away from the screen. I put my head even closer and I look, and I'm like, I'm not really seeing it, bro. So,
Because
man,
you're not watching this through the eyes of a super fan like myself, bro. All right.
I guess
You can zoom in. You can zoom into the character's nostrils. You can see a fine line of nostrils hairs, man. That's how detailed this
Boogers
pro
and
is.
everything?
That's how pro this pro is, man. And
The pro.
And nothing. The newest video card for PC or the Xbox, nothing can handle it, man. It's just, this is too much power.
So this
for you
is
guys.
basically.
You touch it. If you're
You're
not a fan,
telling me-
you touch, you're gonna burn up. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, okay. So it's like a heathen on touching the holy water will start burning, right?
Exactly.
But you know what this system sounds like? It sounds like
It's kind of like Thor's
PS4.
hammer. If you're not worthy, you ain't gonna lift it.
Yeah, you can't lift it, man. It sounds like the PS4 Pro. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
But
Just a little bit more.
And Snark over
Yeah.
here with this little snarky comment. $700 is genius. It's advancing the industry. It sure is, man. And I told, and at the beginning, you missed a whole 2 minutes of the show that I'm paying $1,000 because I'm getting everything that comes with that Pro, the console, the stand, the add-on disc drive, because I love discs, man. And don't try to make it
Physical
sound dirty.
media.
I said
Yeah.
discs. Okay. And man, I throw them an extra tip, man, just to round it up to $1,000, because man, that's what kind of fan I am.
Wow. They're loyal, bro.
Yeah, my guy's on his Mikey Barrow. But all I have to say is eat it, bots. I mean, all this world's most powerful console we've had to hear this whole generation, while the PlayStation 5 outperforms your trash box.
Yep.
It's just gonna get worse from here. But I mean, if you guys wanted something, okay, you guys are complaining about the price.
Duh, I can't wait to get the sixth iteration of the same game. I cannot wait.
But not sick, tech.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, right? They're talking about the price of a console they're not gonna buy. But PlayStation can do that because Xbox is trash. There's no competition. So hey, eat it, bots. I mean, and PC players,
handhelds.
I don't know. Hey, I forgot handhelds are no competition, but we're going for 4080, 4090s right now at PlayStation.
Yeah.
I mean,
the true genius of Mark.
Yeah,
but I'm saying the true genius of Mark Cerny is about to be on full display. You saw the images, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You saying that you can't see the difference? That just means that you aren't used to premium gaming, sick. That's all it is to
I'm
it.
not, bro.
That's all there is to it.
Oh, he almost fell out of his chair. He almost fell out of his chair.
Hey,
man.
man.
Yeah.
Just a low
Hey,
PC guy.
your 4080 was a waste of money. You could have
It was,
saved.
bro.
You could have saved yourself $1,000 or whatever on your PC and got yourself a PlayStation 5 Pro. We knew it was coming. We've been talking about a PlayStation 5 Pro as soon as this generation started.
Yep.
We've been talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro, so you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You just didn't know what to do with your money. I can't wait.
Bro.
I can't wait to get that silvery, shiny base, that vertical base that's going to hold that beautiful gaming
Ivory
console.
tower.
Look, I'm going to bow to it. Tech was holding his, giving his a kiss, and I kicked his wife out of the bed.
Yep.
I'm going to worship. I'm going to worship mine. I can't wait to get a CD module, DVD module.
Yeah.
So that I can play, so that I can buy physical media.
Yeah.
See, Xbox is trying to kill physical media, right? It's PlayStation and Nintendo that's trying to keep it alive.
Yep.
Hey, you guys have fun over there in your shit box.
Company. Yep. You American bastards. Japanese run this industry. God damn it.
Yeah, Japanese people run the Japanese companies run this, but
and this is and it's perfect.
Who's making the most money?
And I'm gonna talk as cool as I can. Okay, as cool as I can. When they revealed the design of it reminded me of my sick drip, dog. My Adidas my tracksuit. Oh,
yep. Right,
man. When I pick it up and wear my Adidas tracksuit. I ain't kidding. And my new kicks. Right?
Yeah, if you're in the UK,
Didn't
man,
they have
they made it for you.
Yep.
Now we know why they had that Adidas suit for Miles Morales. Ah, okay.
My
See?
Adidas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
All
man.
right.
They
Hey,
need to get
that's that Sony marketing partnership.
There you go,
ad.
man.
That's the
Yeah.
that's the Sony marketing that bots could only wish that Xbox would do.
Oh, really?
You know, you guys are
Right.
always complaining about Microsoft's marketing. They need to market this, need to market that, they need to do better marketing. Cross promotions are Sony's specialty. Nobody latches on to another brand like PlayStation and Sony do.
Nope. Fuck it dry, baby.
He's sick as the guy in
No,
the back.
no Diddy.
Yeah. Like repeats everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, son.
But yeah, man.
Kind of.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Like the guy from House Party. You know those three thugs? You're
Yeah. Full force.
You talking about Full Force, bro?
Yeah,
I
full
don't
force.
know who they are, man.
Yeah, they were full force. Yeah, that was.
Bro,
Full
I thought you were part of the culture.
Yeah, man. I think you were down.
not
Bow-legged Lou, we're gonna kick you
Bow-legged
in the ass.
Yep.
Oh man. All right.
Well, no, seriously, bro.
Let's get serious.
Like, look,
$700?
They do it because they can.
Man. But
Honestly, man, I think they're trying to reset the market, bro. Look, the way of
but then the market was
the
never
business-
$700 though.
No, it does. Look, but the market
Well, it
should have
was
been $700. That was
one time with the 3DO.
If you compare the console market to the Razer market, right? A Razer is still $30 or $15 for the cheaper ones, right? That's where they take the loss because you're gonna buy the refills. A console, the model was always to take a loss, and I told y'all at the beginning of this generation because Switch had already been out. The Nintendo is showing these companies the way, but Nintendo also had the right price point. Microsoft has the same price point, but they haven't been able to replicate their success. They don't want to take losses anymore, man. I mean, it's getting hard out there. It's hard for normal people. It's hard for the corporations. If the normal people are struggling, so are the corporations. They aren't spending money, so they don't want to take losses on the hardware. Microsoft looks at Apple. Google's looking at Apple. You know, everybody was subsidizing these cell phones. Now you have plans. When T-Mobile couldn't get bought up by AT&T, they came out with you'll pay it off over time. The only problem with consoles is you still need to have good credit.
I remember with the phones, like way back when,
Right.
you were, from what I remember, you were locked down for like 2 years. And I don't remember
AT&T still does that.
if they gave you the phone for free or you paid like little monthly install. I don't remember if it was like
No, basically you're getting R-worded every month for your mobile plan, and it pays for the phone that they give you. But when T-Mobile couldn't get purchased, they did it out of necessity. They couldn't afford to subsidize. So what they did was
they came in and said, we don't do those plans anymore.
Well, so they had to get people on payment plans for it.
Yeah.
Xbox, look, Xbox has been seeing this for a long time. PlayStation, they have to test it because I don't think we see the PlayStation struggling, right? They're selling a lot of consoles, but they aren't doing much to grow as a company. I talked about this last night with Legal. What are they doing to grow? So they don't have the same plans. You know, Microsoft's got TD. They got their own credit cards. They're trying to find ways to help people afford gaming. Yeah. And they have also identified that is an impediment to growing gaming. So that's why they're trying to implement the cloud, form partnerships with NVIDIA. PlayStation doesn't have those resources. They don't want to surrender more. Look, when it comes to their hardware, they barely run their hardware. I think the only thing they really have is their lenses. Their TVs are not their TVs. Their console is not their console. Their controller is not their controller. Their cell phone is not their cell phone. So like now when it comes to the console and then, okay, now we need to have some type of cloud platform. We don't have that. Now we're going to have to split that with somebody else. But Microsoft is forward thinking enough to try to get in bed with NVIDIA. They got Ubisoft, who's already in bed with Luna and Stadia. That's going to be the future for gaming. This whole hardware where people are going to have to pay this and that. People already have cell phones. People already have TVs. That's why they're trying to go there. They're trying to get around the impediments while PlayStation fans are talking about console sales all the time. People aren't buying consoles. They're especially not buying. I'll be interested to find out what is this ninth gen consoles sell at the end of the generation, because I've done the math. This is like 235, 240 million every console generation. It's not growing. It hasn't grown since I've been paying attention to it. So what are they going to do? Mobile has surpassed consoles. PC has surpassed consoles. PC was always there, but when it came to big AAA games, it was console. Now console players are going to PC. You know, and PlayStation's going to have to find a way to set the market. And I think the PS5 Pro is an attempt at that. They tried with the PS3, right? Because what they look at GTA. They sold 160, 180 million copies. What are they looking at? Man, if we had only sold them for 70, if we had only sold them for 80, how much more could we make? PlayStation, they sold 140 million consoles with the PS2. It's like, man, if we didn't drop the price, right? But you drop the price to keep the sales momentum going. They don't want to take loss anymore. Nintendo hasn't taken a loss on their console this whole console generation. PlayStation and Microsoft did. Supposedly, PlayStation was making a profit after 4 months. They still say Xbox should be, or some say they haven't, but they aren't losing as much as they used to, because by now we'd be buying these consoles for $300 for the $500 console and $200 for the Series S. So we're not seeing that anymore, and I think it's needed. I'm not a fan of it, but I think it's needed. If we want to keep buying consoles, I'm more than willing to just go full PC. I buy these things because I like them. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Because PlayStation's going day when they don't have a choice.
Yes, this is true.
They don't have a choice. Xbox is already there. I barely touch my Switch. So what is the point? And if I do, it'll be a PC and Switch, because Switch don't want to play right.
Right.
But it's really they're becoming redundant purchases to have a PC, 2 consoles, 3 consoles. Yeah. And 2 of them are releasing the same games on the other platform. And one of them, it seems like they kind of want you there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the only reason why the other one doesn't want you there is because they haven't established themselves over there. That was a part of the leak from Insomniac. Yeah, that they don't have a PC presence, right? Yeah. What's the name tried to get them to link up with them? The big company from China, Tencent. Tencent tried to strike a deal to get all their games over there. They didn't want to do it. Sony wants their own platform. That's the only reason why they have to push this console, and they have to keep consoles going until the PC storefront shows some kind of promise for them. And if it proves out that they can't compete with Valve in any way like others haven't been, then they're gonna have to keep pushing this console. And if they're gonna keep pushing the console, they gotta train the consumer to pay what it's worth, as opposed to everybody else making money off of their platform and making money on the apps. Yeah, you know, like they're taking all the risk. But this is what I said last night. They're looking at everybody making more money than them on the platform that they put the R&D into, did all the marketing for, continue to do all the marketing for, pay to do marketing for your games. And they're looking at it and like, man, we need to see more from this. Yeah. So instead of me dominating the conversation, but like that they're gonna have to reset the market. And that's why Microsoft's not going to do a pro or professional, whatever you call it, mid-gen refresh, because is it worth it? You know what I mean? But PlayStation needs people to expect to pay $700 to $100 next generation, and that's what that's all about.
It's crazy, man.
It truly is. It makes
crazy price,
no
man.
sense. But
I mean, remember how everybody flipped over to PS3 when it was $600? Now they're pushing a limit to
$599. Yeah, and I remember the 3DO when that was $699.
Jeez,
remember that?
That was super early tech too, though.
Yeah, but imagine, right? $699 then. So imagine, you know, if you what's the phrase? If you extrapolate out.
Project for inflation or something.
Yeah, adjust for inflation. There you go. Adjust for inflation, right? Like that would be in the thousands, I presume, right?
Right up there.
Right up there, and it had no games that day one because the games came out like a week or so later or so, right? Except for the packing, of course, right? And I was like, what the hell are they doing? And they showed nothing new. All they showed was games that we already have. And I come to this conclusion that basically all the tech specs that we really don't know from everything they're implying and from what he said, right? I've come to the conclusion, right? As a, like the tech guy, right? Like what I understand is what they really did was they took the GPU, they added some machine learning elements to it that wasn't there before, right? So that's where you're getting all these increased teraflop numbers. Is the GPU running at a higher clock? Probably. It may
Probably not.
be, but not by a lot, by just a little bit, right? By just a little bit. The clock speed might be a little bit higher, right? But
did you see the specs that they do have?
Right, but they show percentages and stuff. This is what I'm saying.
No, like it's basically like the same GPU. I mean, same CPU, same RAM, same everything, except for the GPU is increased.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to break down, right? Like they show percentages and stuff. So I'm starting to think it's really just the same GPU. The clock speed might be a little bit higher, right? And also the CPU, and maybe like the speed of the RAM is a little bit higher because what they really did was they added some more machine learning cores to make something that's more akin to what DLSS is as opposed to FSR, right? So what they're really doing is, as he explained, right, the PS5 is the base. You get like what's considered to be 30 frames, right? And they're going to use this upscaling to give you 60 frames. It won't be the GPU muscle or anything like that, right? It'll be the upscale. Wait, in a matter of speaking, it will be, right? Because internally it could just run at a lower resolution than it does on the base on PS5, and then they use the upscaling to bridge the gap into true 4K into true 60 frames, right? So you would imagine there's also some level of frame generation involved in that as well, right? Basically a PS5 with DLSS and a slight clock speed improvement on either or both CPU and GPU to be able to leverage that, but very minor, nothing too serious, which is why they never show the tech specs, right? Or they just show you percentages of how much more in performance you're going to get, but that's really what the DLSS equivalent on what they call PSSR, right? It's more like
yes, sir.
DLSS, yeah, pisser, right? Because they're pissing on their fans for sure with this one, right? Yeah. I like that one. I like pisser. I like that. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Pisser. Now I'm going to give you all the credit, Willis, because that was really good. I really like that. Wow.
I'm pretty sure everybody read that and said pisser. If you tried to read it.
I didn't think that until now. I guess I must have went out. I like that.
Some dude said, "Yeah, PSSR is gonna change." It's like, what pisser?
Pisser?
This is before the show. He was like, yeah. And it's gonna kick Xbox's ass because of PSSR. I said, pisser ain't gonna change a thing.
Oh my god, he probably got so salty with that too. That guy.
Oh man, Snark said something about $599. Dude, even with when the X came out, or even the PS5, $499, man. I mean, that's still pushing it for me. I mean, I'm lucky I can afford it, but still, it's just like,
right.
Damn. It's like,
right.
I mean,
and
even at the time, it was
with
like,
the mid-gen upgrade, like I figured that this gen was going to be
it set the market.
Yeah, it set the market, and that's the other complaint about this. Like everybody feels like the next generation, right, is going to be exactly that. But it seems like Microsoft had foreseen all of this, which is why the Series S exists, right? Like, and Phil Spencer have talked about this many times. Other people at Microsoft have talked about this many times. Like, it's the first generation when none of the systems have really dropped their price, and it's 3 years in for the PlayStation and the Xbox. What, the Switch is 7 years in or so, I think, right?
No,
So,
it's like over 8. It's over 8, bro.
Oh, it's over 8. Okay, so and it still never dropped
They
its price.
no,
Right?
hold up. It dropped 2017 March 17th, something like that. It came out like a week before my birthday, so my wife bought it for me. That's why I remember. So it's right there,
Okay.
7, right?
Yeah, 7 exchange basically. So like, and they never dropped their prices either. And so we know for a fact that Nintendo always made a profit on their hardware to off rip. And now, over time with die shrinks and stuff, I'm sure they're making a good chunk of profit on, on the system, right, off rip. And that's before their games, which also almost never drop in price. And if it does, it's temporary, right? But a temporary sale.
It does. It's
games.
$5, bro. Like $5 or $10.
Exactly. It's $5 or $10. That's not really going to do all that much. They've been making this money off everything, right? And so, like, bro,
I mean,
like,
even if Xbox came out with their own mid-gen,
which they said they weren't gonna,
which they're not gonna.
So,
but, I mean, if they did, I don't see myself buying one.
Me neither.
I just don't.
You have to learn from your mistakes, bro. Like
yeah.
those consoles didn't like move the needle.
No.
There were strictly hardcore people who bought it.
Yeah. For hardcore,
Who
like
already
myself,
who already had
better
an Xbox
now.
or PlayStation.
Yeah.
So why do that again?
So is the PlayStation 5 the base one? This entire time they were developing the Pro, or at some point they started developing the Pro, is now their equivalent of the S.
Yeah. What happened was,
So this whole time everybody's been playing like the S version, but PS5.
Yeah, and what I think happened was they saw the difference between the PlayStation and the Xbox. And if you notice, up until Spider-Man 2, because I'd always suspected that was going to be the last one that was also on PS4, but they decided not to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's only on PS5. After that, they announced, they're not going to have no new games for a year. So basically, they've never really had any true PS5 native games. If you think about it.
Because they told you that they were going to support the PlayStation 4 in the 2025.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they really were. And so that's because they really but they knew about the drought of games for that long then. That's what that means. So also that means that basically the only reason they had 60 frames on anything, like the PlayStation fanboys love to act like, they had way more 60 frame games than Xbox. That's because they were just playing PS4 games, really, right? Upscaled, or just running at at higher fidelity because, their PS4 games running on, last gen games running on new gen hardware.
Yep.
And now that they have to run new gen on current gen, it's not 60, it's 30. And the only way for them to get 60 is new hardware. So basically, they just not money had it. What's the term? They basically are making you pay for 60 frames a second if you're thinking about it. And that also means that the GPU probably isn't even true RDNA 2. It probably isn't.
I think I posted.
Isn't that what we've been saying the whole time, bro?
I think I was posting on Twitter.
No, but the Pro,
so for an extra $250, you're willing to get those extra 30 frames.
Right. But what I'm saying is
no, and they still have 30 frame games.
Yeah.
Right, because they're still AI upscaled as the part on the screen is happening right there. Yeah. That's how they're bridging the gap, right? Not with more performant hardware, but by adding upscaling capability to the current hardware. That's all they're really changing. This is why
sick, real quick. Us guys on the platforms that we exist on YouTube, we've been saying this whole console generation, and we've been being called silly bots. We've been calling the PlayStation 5 RDNA 1.5. Xbox was late to the party. That's why the tools are coming in hot. They waited for RDNA 2. The whole time they've been saying that this stuff is on PlayStation. This whole time it's never been used because it's not on PlayStation. It's always been there on Xbox. Xbox has the full fat. It has machine learning. It has upscaling. It has VRS. It has all the things that this PlayStation now is getting. VRS, variable rate shape.
No, I'm saying that it also has that.
Well, yeah. I'm just talking about the things that make things more performant. Like all those things have always been there, and we've been saying this the whole time. If the PlayStation 5 had all these things, like they've been saying this whole generation, there would be no need for a PlayStation 5 Pro.
Nope. Exactly. This is why Microsoft is not doing one, right? Because they already have all that, right? And see, my one hope for this Pro was that because the PlayStation would finally be true RDNA 2, right? That the default the default platform wouldn't be the PS4 anymore. Now it would be a PlayStation that has everything the Xbox has, right? So even though it benefits the PlayStation, it would also benefit the Xbox, right? Where VRS and all the other hardware capabilities of true RDNA 2 could be leveraged because now the playing field would be leveled. But that's not what's happening. It's just a PS5 with the AMD equivalent of hardware DLSS, right? Assisted by Sony in whatever way they developed that, right? And they must have been, because what I'm also hearing is that it took them about 2 years or less than 2 years to develop this system. So all they really added was the upscaling nature, right? To the PS5 design. That's all they really have seemed to have done. Now we're not going to know until we get the real tech specs in, and even then, after the system is already out, and somebody breaks it open and X-rays the chips, right? This is how we were able to confirm that the PS5 doesn't have these hardware features, because they X-rayed the chips and see, oh no, it doesn't have that stuff that's in the Xbox, that's in the equivalent PC GPUs, right? And if it doesn't have true RDNA 2 hardware in there after the X-rays, that's going to be another, pie in the face. Pause. Right? No Diddy. Right? That's going to be real bad. Like, holy crap. And maybe that's why, Jim Ryan got fired. Who knows? Like the people he answers to finally found out what he was up to, that he was just reselling PS4 games, and he was just about to be on his last one, right? And that's why Spider-Man 2 wasn't on the PS4, because that was the last one they had, and they went, and it was the last thing that they could use to convince their customers to buy the new system, right? Who haven't switched over, because apparently 41 million people haven't switched over to PS5. They're still on PS4, and so that's a lot of gamers who haven't switched over, and they need and want them to. And so, I mean, this is all theory crafting, but this is not looking good. And I've been saying I'm concerned for Sony as a whole, right? And we see already, hey, business is not, the industry is not good worldwide. One moment.
Oh, I thought it was my door.
But I think Jimmy got fired for Bungie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At first I was like, he quit. But I think they foresaw the losses coming as a result of his green lights. Right? He's behind Bungie, Fire Sprite. Who else did they buy? Nixus is probably their best acquisition.
Absolutely.
Jade Raymond Studio. What's the name of that one? Haven Studios.
Whoever made Returnal, I forget their name.
Housemarque. But see, Housemarque couldn't cost. Housemarque. It couldn't have cost that much.
Nah.
So but Bungie is the one. Like once they got there and tore everything apart, and saw that there was really no way up, that this company is basically a live service company, and and the one thing that they have that everybody else has, and they haven't been able to keep it alive. And they just looked at that. What is it, 3.1 billion that everybody says was an overpayment? It was a desperation move. That's why I was talking about growth, man. When he had to go talk to Fidelity, and he was saying that they can get equal value for Bungie that Microsoft's getting from Activision. Those are the types of things that are going to get you out of there, because there was very little value there. There's not been one acquisition outside of Nixus and Valkyrie that you can point to and say, maybe Housemarque, maybe, that you can point to and say, man, Jimmy knew what the hell he was doing. Now, was he responsible for Insomniac? Because if he was, still, Bungie wiped that away.
Yeah, I agree.
If y'all want me to keep on going, I keep on going. I'm trying to share the mic.
I just when I was unmuted, but I agree, because especially with that last part there, right? Like, that wiped off the goodwill of the purchase of Housemarque and Nixus and stuff like that. Like, the Nixus purchase was more of a desperation move. Like, when they really decided to start messing with PC, like, they were like, we need to profit off these games a lot more than we're doing on the console, because our player base isn't buying enough copies of games. Okay. And everybody knew Nixus was the only true option. Everybody knew long before they were purchased, right? So when it happened, we're like, all right, cool. And they've done a great job this far, right? And I think it was last week I was speaking to how well they do of a job that, like, as they add new features, right, to their PC ports, eventually they go back and they add those as well. Like, for example, Ghost of Tsushima has, the frame generation built in. They've went back and, on previous ports and start to add those features back in as well. So God of War, I think that comes out on the 19th or something like that. Ragnarok on PC. So yep. I would presume that's already going to be there on day one.
Wait, hasn't
because
come
it's
out
already
yet?
a part of that on PC.
Yeah,
on PC.
No, I think it comes out next week on the 19th or whatever.
Oh, I thought it was already out a long time ago, man.
Yeah, so this time next week, I believe.
You're talking about the OG,
right?
2018.
No, I thought Ragnarok was already out too.
Really?
On PC?
Yeah.
On PC?
Yeah.
No,
okay.
It's next week. Next week, I believe.
Next week,
the 19th.
Okay.
It's the 19th.
Right? Yeah. All right, then. Thanks a lot for that validation. I could have sworn it was. But yeah. So, like, this is what they have and what they need to do, but it's not enough. And they keep making a bunch of bad moves with that anyway. Look at I keep saying Hellblade. Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Right? They messed that up. Right? The gamers came back, but now they're also getting tired of the game. Now it seems like they're gonna add some new content and stuff. I've been seeing reports.
My son was showing me about the content. Like, look, Dad, look, Dad. I'm like, what?
Just in time, because they really need it, because they started losing players all over again, but more naturally.
Well, I can
right?
tell
like
you in my own house that not that he
Mm-hmm.
was losing interest, he hasn't played as much lately.
Right.
Of that.
Because it was more of the same for a while there, but we see what they've been doing. They've been working on that new stuff, right? But it was a lot like with Halo, right? People sat and complained, right? Except everybody was like, who was being objective about it was like, it just needs more content. It's not the game is bad or anything. Like, it just needs more content, and they knew it was going to take some time. But once it happened, right, and they started to release that content, the player base came back, and the majority of those people who kept it objective and said that, they stayed consistent and they started playing it. Even the Ono's, Alex's, Britanga's, like even Linus Tech Tips. Oftentimes when he's doing demos, tech demos and stuff, of course he'll go to Counter-Strike first, and then oftentimes, like the second game he'll be using is Halo Infinite, PC multiplayer, right? Because it's free multiplayer, and apparently that's the game that they mess with, right? So but for Sony, they had that with Helldivers, and they started fucking up, and thank God they reversed the situation, right? But for a while they were looking pretty bad because the content wasn't there. But like I said, the content's right around the corner. Yeah, I've seen the reports too. That's good to see because that's a good game. And even though they messed up before, they quickly righted the ship, right? And the majority of the players came back. The overwhelming majority did come back, which is lucky for them because usually it's not like that, right? It takes a lot of effort and time over time to get that to happen. It happened pretty much overnight, so they were very lucky. As you count their stars and thank God, or Crumb, or whoever they choose to pray to. That's a joke. But there you go, right? So when you have very few PC releases, your console platform isn't attracting people to buy the game. What do? You try to profit off of the one thing that continues to sell. That's the hardware, because the damn sure it's the games. And I feel that's why this hardware is as expensive as it is. Because even the one thing I especially notice that's especially bad about that drive being $80, right? On the Super Slim, right? It has an external drive. I believe that drive is $50. This drive is $80. But there is no inherent improvement between the drives. Like the drive could have read disk faster, but remember the disk drive is only used to install games or to play movies.
Yeah.
A faster drive might install games faster, but then you have to go online anyway
that's
and
that's not $30. Like
that's not a $30 thing. Yeah. And even if they would exchange the diodes so you could read CDs again, that's not a $30 thing. I would not be surprised.
So now, not only is the console.
Oh no, hold on. Here's the punchline because it gets worse than because you probably haven't heard that. I know Realist has. Because I've said it in the space when he was there.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if, when the system is out and they get these drives and they open it outside the enclosure that it's in and they compare it to the one that's in the Super Slim.
The same.
That is the same fucking drive. It's literally the same drive.
Yeah.
Like, why would it be any different?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be at all.
Yeah.
So they're probably just charging more for the same drive, which is my point, right? What they've decided to do, it seems like, potentially, right?
So
like, they've realized they're not selling games, so let's just charge more for the hardware because that's the one thing that's selling, because we need to make this money because we're fucking dying, right? And the industry is real bad overall. There's lots of corporate. Even Microsoft had to fire another 650 people. Even Microsoft themselves had to do this, right? Yeah. Google and Apple, they're about to get their shit pushed in by the EU. Right? You've seen that. Like, it ain't sweet right now. It's just not. Worldwide. It's just not. So they're doing whatever that they can to profit. They see the one thing that's selling, and the simple logic seems to be just increase the price. Well, how do you do that? Because they've already done that with the controllers and the system and the base system itself. But they introduce new hardware that doesn't really do too much more, but they're going to pretend like it is, and then they nickel and dime you over every aspect, every accessory.
Now they made it
controller, the drive, the stand, everything.
I'm surprised they didn't do just the console, like not even a controller. Don't even include a controller. Don't even include a power cable or HDMI. Just here's the box. And
Nintendo has done that about the power cable though, because they did that with the 3DS in Japan. Because it's the same power cable as the DS. Yeah. And they're like, if you have a DS, you don't need that. And the power cable is separate over there. It always was. So, I mean, these Japanese
is there a price difference when they take away something? Kind of like when the phone manufacturer says I'm taking out the earphone jack because it's cost savings, but did it save the customer anything?
Nope. It cost them more.
Yeah. They remove those jacks so they can sell you buds.
Right.
So they made it modular.
Yeah.
They made it modular, and it's like buy what you want. So if you want disc, buy the attachment. So that means it's nearly $800 for a complete console.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
It seems like they
more than, because it's 80 plus 30. That's 110. So that's $910,
Oh my
$810.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're kind of inching you towards PC, right? They already introduced everybody on PlayStation because you had to put your own SSD in there, right? It's easy for us,
Right.
but to the average gamer, they don't want to bust it open and start tinkering with anything. So they
Yeah, when I saw that it was 2 terabyte, I was like, that just added a terabyte for $50. It doesn't take that much. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't need to pay
and then imagine
$200 extra for that.
but then imagine what they're paying for it because they're buying in bulk. But
right.
but it seems like they're introducing people to the like you said, a modular console.
Yeah.
That might be the only way that this thing works, with the way that the prices are getting out of control, with the way prices of everything is going.
Right.
It's just that this is not a necessity. You know, food is out of control, everything's out of control, this whole party's out of control. But that would be the only way that this thing could continue to work, is if they could charge you a low, middle, high, and you can put things together. If you want a cheaper console, we'll sell you this and this half of the PlayStation or Xbox, and then this half, and you put it together like Legos. You know,
Yes.
it has sell you a box that you can slide components in and out of. It has to be something, because if they're going to continue to do all these things, it's just going to get worse. This is setting the market. Like, I didn't think about it like that with the last gen. I just thought like common sense. But those $500 mid-gen refresh consoles, everybody was all lathered up and ready for the $500 next gen. Nobody even said anything about it. Nobody complained.
Yeah. Well, they were very light complaints, but everybody expected it. Yeah, it was very light complaints, but generally everybody expected it to be $499 on both systems, and it was. Right?
Plus, Xbox tried to do it too. Remember, $500 for the Xbox One.
Yeah,
but they had a peripheral in there, but still $500, and they were leading the console sales race up until everybody got upset with the DRM. You know what I mean? And $500 wasn't that big of a deal because they were still selling them out. It's just that over time it became a problem because they're spying on you and things like that started to come out. So
right, all those fake narratives. But there was something I was gonna say. Oh, right. So here's the thing: a lot of people like to compare like that $599 version of the Series X.
Dummies.
Well, and okay. One thought that I had was one thing, but here was another thought. And I'll leave that for last, right? But I was watching Fratanga Play's video on it. This morning, his third video on it, right? Where he killed Crack Tang at the very beginning there. That was funny because I really like that character, that Crack Tang, right? But anyway, he was like, amongst other reasons I'll bring up afterwards, but like, it doesn't need a stand. It has a disk drive. It has all these things, right? It already ups and all this other stuff for now. And the thing I'm holding off for last is, if you look at my YouTube channel, on the day of release of the Xbox, I got a 1 terabyte drive with my system, right? The system is 1 terabyte.
Yep.
I have the drive. That's the one I still have. I bought that day one, right? And that's what you see in the video. The box of the drive is on the box of the system, right? And both of those boxes are still inside, the Amazon box. Actually, it was an Amazon box. It was direct from Microsoft's, what you call the FedEx box, right?
Yep.
That's what you see in my video. If you go to my channel, that's what you'll see, right? So that was $499 plus whatever the drive was at the time, which I think was like one something.
Yeah.
Right? Even today, that drive is still more than $100, right? The 1 terabyte drive,
it's still
right?
pricey for what it is.
It's still pricey. It's still more than $100 is what I'm saying. So if you was to get that system, because these consoles have not dropped their price at all, you're getting a better deal than I did back then.
Mm-hmm.
Even yet and still today, if you was to purchase them separately, right? Because that drive is still more than $100. It's not $99. Even when it's on sale, it's not that cheap. I don't think it's ever.
Then the argument is it shouldn't be that expensive anyway.
But everything is not dropped in price this whole generation.
No, they haven't.
That throws that.
I mean, only the drives
fucking
haven't, but
fire out
that
the
was
window.
slow too.
Right.
No,
But what I'm saying is, I hear what you're saying, realist. But at the same time, what counters that is the fact that there's a whole generation from all three manufacturers. Nobody's dropped the price at all.
Nope.
So that goes right out the window this generation, right? Because if it was any other generation, yeah, that would be the answer. Not this one, because nobody's dropped the price at all. So, yeah.
and you're
complain
just
about
talking about the
that
and you're just
599
talking about
one
the drives, right?
I'm just talking about the fact that it comes with a 2 terabyte drive for $599. That costs less now, right, than what I spent back then. Or if I buy, a regular 1 terabyte system and buy the drive separately, it costs less than either one of those scenarios. So, what's the complaint about? It doesn't need a stand, and it has a disk drive that plays movies and reads CDs. Yes, it reads CDs. Because I had this conversation with my boy Wetworks. He didn't know that it reads CDs. He was like, "Is there an app for that?" I said, "Yeah, it's called Audio CD Player." I had to verify the other day. So it does all those things from day one since 3 years ago when they released the system. This is just a variant with a bigger SSD. That's all that is. But people try to use that as a talking point, right? Like Microsoft is doing just as bad. No, they're not. No matter how you slice it, even if it's actually just by a little bit, that's more economical than any other scenario you can get to get the same thing.
Sick, I got a question for you though.
And it leaves that
Okay,
drive slot free. Oh, I'm done. Yeah,
I got a question. I don't have really anything to add to this. What is the most important fact about the Galactic Xbox console in its price?
What's the what?
The most important factor in its price
is that
because
a bigger
drive. Is that it's what? No.
$599?
No. The thing is people are comparing a special edition console, a limited edition console, to a console that will forever be $700. The Xbox white Xbox with 2 terabytes is $449. This
It's a limited edition. Oh, right. It's not standard.
Right.
Limited edition.
Oh,
the white
is
one
it?
is
I thought it was standard.
So it's only $50.
No, it says special edition at the bottom of every sales page.
Does it? I haven't seen.
The same way you spent more money for your Halo, the same SpongeBob that I didn't get. $600. Limited edition consoles. So why are we comparing a limited edition console to a standard console? That's the most important fact. There's no apples and oranges to this. This thing will go away once it's sold out. There's only a limit, 1 per customer. You don't see that on other consoles.
Right.
So,
and
there's no point in comparing it.
It wasn't us who brought it up. It wasn't us who brought it up. It's these PlayStation guys who's trying to make it seem equivalent. When even that comparison is wrong, right? Okay,
yes.
So here's the thing that you just made us realize. Yeah, if you want to get 2 terabytes, it's the white one at 2 terabytes for only $50 more than the base system.
It's $449 last I looked.
Yeah, $449.
$449.
Yes.
$449.
Because there's no disk drive. And people complained about that. People complained about it not having a disk drive. It's like, dude, do y'all want to pay more or do you want to pay less? Whether you play them off a disc, I know people like to collect. All right. And if that's you might want to start collecting stamps or coins.
Mm-hmm.
Something that you can collect because they're getting away from this and it's going digital. And if 85% of game sales are digital, why would these companies keep wasting money on physical? You cut out the middleman, you piss Walmart and Target off, GameStop goes out of business, but it is what it is. Business is business. They're going digital. This PlayStation is digital. You want to be digital? Fine. We'll take advantage of you and overcharge you for a little disc add-on.
Yeah.
So there's no point in comparing those two consoles. What we should be comparing is their discless Pro model to our discless current gen model, because that's what makes sense. Like it's silly to compare the two. But we've already talked about why the Pro needs to be here. I'm interested to see the comparisons, because the comparisons that they show from the PS5 to the PS5 Pro, it looked pretty much the same. You have to really look. And when they did zoom in, they made the picture small.
Yes,
But you know,
they did.
the crazy thing about this is that PlayStation doesn't need to announce any specs. PlayStation doesn't need to say much of anything. Just put it out there and the idiots will buy it.
And
Bill
they got
Gates said this. That's why I put it up on Twitter. That PlayStation can sell them a brick.
Yep.
And this is proof positive. Because they haven't really told you anything about the console, and dudes are already trading their PlayStation 5s in because GameStop's giving you $410 for them.
No, they
They've
dropped
already-
that price. They dropped it down
again because it was $225, but then it was $400 today. So did it go down again?
I heard it went back down to $290 or $270 something. I'm not really sure.
Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. These guys are excited to go get this new console.
All right. So who's this for then? I mean, at the price, who's it for?
The hardcore.
The hardest of the hardcore.
Hardest of the hardest.
The hardest of the hardcore.
Because I don't see a casual parent where their 8-year-old kid, a 10-year-old kid is like, I want the Pro.
Right. Because
for
like
that much.
Last generation, right? You bought this the One X and the PS4 Pro. I bought the One X. Realist, did you buy the One X? I think you did.
Scorpio.
Right? You got the Scorpio too, right? And I am a Scorpio, right? So yeah, that was bong bong. And I ain't going front like I'm what or like, oh, you know, these PlayStation guys are all blah blah. Like if it were me, right? And the Xbox had a mid-gen refresh this generation, right? I would probably buy it. Now if it was just if it was the Xbox equivalent of what this is, probably not, because it's just
what
DLSS.
they do usually is
right?
replace what they currently have at that same price and drop the price of the current one.
Right, but I'm saying if they did what they did with the Scorpio, where it's like slightly more powerful to give you know higher resolutions and performance, right? Yeah. And actually without upscaling tricks like the PlayStation is doing this generation,
with their Pissa?
right? With the Pro, right? With Pisser, right? If they did that and it was $700,
yeah,
my stupid ass would probably buy it. But it would have to actually be real performance. If it was the Xbox equivalent of this, oh no, I'd be talking shit about them all day.
Yeah.
Right? I would, because just like the original Xbox One, when I first was hearing about the DRM and everything, I didn't get one. And in fact, I missed my chance to get a pre-order. And if it wasn't for the One Awake Dragons, I wouldn't have been able to have one on day one. Because, you know, it was like the next day they announced like they're reversing their ideas on their plans on the DRM, right? And that's what made me change my mind.
Oh man, I got into it with GameStop, man, about that.
Right?
When I
right?
ordered my one.
So yeah, so that's the only reason I got one, because of One Awake Dragons. He was able to hook that up for me. And so it was just nuts. And even now I think I would do that as an Xbox fan, even with my PC and everything. I would do that. So I could see a PlayStation fan doing it. But how many people are like me? How many people are like us, right? We got the Scorpio and you got the PS4 Pro, right? That's it. Only you got the PS4 Pro. You didn't get one, right, Realist? You bought his after the fact, I believe, right? Or no,
what?
The PS4 Pro. Did you get one?
No, this is my first PlayStation ever. I had a PlayStation 4 for like 2 months and sold it to my cousin last year. That was technically my first PlayStation. This is the first PlayStation that I've kept and held on to.
And actually don't use much or do, I don't know.
What am I going to play on it?
Play on it. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to say that as no, you know, on
it's like
not, but I didn't
look, bro, because check it out. When I bought my Switch, you know, the Switch only had Zelda and Milking Game when it first came out. The Farming Simulator, I never played that in my life. I just wanted to play something on the thing I bought. Because I beat Zelda. I got laid off. I was back when I was in the oil field. I got laid off. And I took 2 weeks and I just started playing games. And I beat Zelda in those 2 weeks. Then there was nothing to play on my Switch. It was the shiny new toy. So I bought Farming Simulator and RBI Baseball.
Yeah.
And so like I'm falling into the same thing with this PlayStation. I wanted to buy Astro Bot just so that I could play it.
Right. There's a lot of people like that, right? Like they buy games on PlayStation, even though they're primarily Xbox,
Dude,
just to validate
you're
that
describing
purchase.
me.
I remember,
You're
and
describing
dudes
me.
did that since the PS3, and yeah, that's right, you did do that.
I do that.
But
'Cause
my
I would
point
double
was-
dip. I would double dip on Battlefield games. I would get it on the Xbox
Right.
and I'll get it on
On the
on
PlayStation,
Yes.
right? And after a while, you realize, oh damn, I'm just wasting money on that.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, yeah.
But my point was, it was you were the only one who bought the PS4 Pro. Like I always wanted one, but one of the things that kept me from buying one was hearing about all the loud noises it would make.
Dude, tell me about
It was
it.
very loud and stuff like
It was
that.
super
Like I
loud.
wanted a PS4 Pro, and in fact, that's one of the things that may have eventually had me on purchasing a PS5. But multiple factors, like no games I really want to
That
buy.
shit was good for the winter time, man, because it'll warm your house up, man.
They never dropped the price of the system either. That was just I just never bought a PS5, right? And it just and even now, I see no, and I don't trust
I'm not
the
even
build quality of
kidding.
the system.
This room that I'm in
My
right
boy
now.
Webworks, the system broke. It doesn't work anymore.
This room that I'm in right now, where I'm streaming from, this is above the garage. So during the wintertime, it gets super cold in this room because there's really no insulation, especially underneath it, right?
Right.
And it gets super cold, dude. I'm not kidding. You turn on that PlayStation 4 and get it revving up, dude. It'll warm this room up really nice.
Wow, the PS4 Pro.
Yes.
Damn.
It was bad.
I
dude.
heard about that. It ran hot and loud.
Yeah.
I heard that.
And
And
even when I had
that
it
was one of the
out,
main reasons why I didn't buy one.
I had it in my TV console here, and because it was not that it's enclosed or anything, it's open, it's wide open in the front, but of course it has the backing, so all the hot air was just circulating. And
Right.
and I will pull it out and kind of let it lean out of the TV stand to get some air, to get some airflow. At some point, I just completely took it out. I got wires coming out and looking all ghetto and shit, and just to make it stop going right. But it was still revving up even outside of the TV stand.
See, and that's the thing with all of this. Like, for an Xbox, if the Xbox actually had improved performance and it wasn't just, upscaling or techniques that did that, right? Like this PlayStation is doing, I would get that. But if it was, just upscaling tricks and stuff and no real hardware improvement, oh no, fuck no, I'd be complaining about, like I said before.
Yeah.
So what happens now is, it's like, how could anybody, like, now more than ever, it's just black and white to me. If you're a console person, it's Xbox, dude. It really is. Like, you have to be so balls deep into PlayStation, where you talk about, your back catalog, but Fratanga Plays brought a great point too. Doesn't mean you have to sell that PlayStation. Just don't buy more games for it, right? But if you care about your backlog and everything you've bought before, just don't sell the system, and you can still use them to play that stuff, right? I have a box right here. You can hear this? This box right here, right? Rayless, you was in the space a couple days ago when I took a picture of Capcom vs. SNK 2 and the Street Fighter collection on the original Xbox, right? It's in this box right here. I'm looking at them right now. I have a couple of other games in this box, right? Like 20 games in this box, right? Like, I still have them if I want to play them. I took this box out of storage because I had mentioned before. I keep saying the wrong name, but I think it's called Insignia, right? Like they've re-implemented the original Xbox Live server, right? Like they've made their own servers that basically give you back to functionality, and it's a soft mod that you could do the original Xbox, right? And play your real games online on your real system with people. And those two games are online capable, right? And they're compatible with the with their server backend. That's why I pulled out the boxes in storage, and I wanted to try it out one day. And one day, very soon, I'll get around to it, and I'll probably have a great time for about half hour, and then I'll put everything back away. But my point being, reason why I'm saying all this is, you could do that. You don't have to sell your old system, but a lot of people, that's what they do to fund the new one, right? They're not hardcore like that. So, but see, that's the thing. So either you are and you keep your old stuff, or you're not because you're the type who sells your old to fund the new. So that's not a point worthy to bring up if you're like appalled by the concept of switching platforms, right? So I mean, just objectively speaking, not on. Yeah, I know I'm pro Xbox above PlayStation, but before there was an Xbox, I was on PlayStation. I had a PlayStation before anybody who's hearing my voice right now.
Yeah.
Before any of y'all, Day One Japan, I had one, and you didn't. You probably even know what PlayStation was back then. I had heard about that shit for like a year and a half before then. I knew what Sony was doing the whole time, right? And I'm not just saying the brag, just from a matter of fact, right? So it's not a bias thing. It's just objectively speaking, in all facets, if you want a console, get an Xbox. Just get an Xbox. Because otherwise, go PC. Because what PlayStation is doing right now is ripping people off.
They are
Black and white, bro. It just, I mean, and I don't mean on no kind of bot, just fact to fact to fact. Like, it has the two choices. You go Xbox, or you break down and you go PC. Right?
The problem.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I wouldn't try to cut you off.
No, I'm done. Right there.
No, the problem is not. I don't think that they're ripping anybody off. They've been taking losses. Both all these consoles, even Nintendo, up until this generation. The problem is, if you're able to buy a more capable piece of hardware for the same price, sure, it's not the most streamlined and optimized experience, but when you get down to the root of it, you're going to play the same games. Why not go there?
Yeah.
You're not bound to exclusivity. That's going to die for PlayStation because it's dying for these publishers. It's killing these publishers. They're not making money. They're not selling titles. They're killing their IP by keeping them locked down on PlayStation when most of PlayStation's fan base is playing the forever games. Same with Xbox. This is why Xbox can't justify buying them. PlayStation has to justify buying them because without them, there's no real reason to choose a PlayStation. Yeah, they have their name recognition, but what do they give you that you can't get anywhere else?
Exactly.
And their games that they do give you, they come out, every 5 years from the studios, and they only have like now we're gonna say 6 studios that are gonna have content ready regularly. And by regularly, I mean every 6, 5, 7 years. So there's no real reason to do it. So the problem is that they're encroaching on PC costs. And if you're gonna do that, there's no point in the console. That was the whole point in the console, to present people a simplified option that just plays video games. Because you could always play games on your PC. And so Xbox has identified this, and it's also an impediment because most people see there's no perception that you need a console or that you need anything, but there's a perception that your kids need a tablet, you need a cell phone, you're gonna have one. And so when people have to make a decision on what they're gonna buy, a console is not at the top of the order for most people. So that's the problem. So you're basically pricing out the casual market if you continue to charge hardcore prices. And if you're charging hardcore prices, then you're encroaching on PC territory. And if you're going to do that, then why shouldn't people just go buy a PC? You're already putting your games there. And that goes for both of the hardcore gamer consoles.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's the problem. Not because I don't think they're taking advantage of anybody. I think they're finally trying to sack up and see if they can get what it's worth. But I think but they have to do that. And they have the market position to be able to do that. So they have to throw that feeler out there, and it's up to the market to respond, right? Not Twitter, the real market. Because the real market bought 20 million of these consoles last generation, and I'm talking about both console makers. The refreshes didn't knock it out of the park. It was the sad that everybody made fun of that made the most sales. They were selling for like $200. That's the price that people move. The sad Xbox One S all digital. So that console that moved the needle for Xbox last generation. It wasn't the One X. It wasn't the One Slim. It was the SAD, because they were able to get them out of the door for $200.
I almost bought
Yep.
one
And
too. Almost.
I
bought
wouldn't
one.
have, because we still have the 2 VCRs. But during COVID, I ran into this little young couple, and they really wanted an Xbox, and I was like, good luck. I said, but I do have some Xboxes, and I gave them the VCR. I said, I'll sell it to you for $50.
Yeah.
And then she's like, what about the girl? She put $200 in my hand. And I was like, what's this for? She was like, we want the other one. I thought you were getting the other one. I said, I never said I was getting the other one. I told you I'd give you this one for $50. I said, but I'll tell you what, if you go get another $100, I'll go home. I'll meet you right back here at this gas station. Because I ran into them at Walmart. And so I gave them
So Second Man.
Scorpio. Oh, shout out to Second Man. But yeah, I gave them the Scorpio, and I regret it. I tried to give them but I did keep the controller though. I still have the Scorpio controller.
I still have which ones Xbox Ones do you have then?
I got 2 VCRs still left over.
That's it?
But yeah, I mean, the only people who play games are my girls and my boy.
So I still got my One X, which I upgraded the hard drive to an SSD.
Right.
And then I still got the Minecraft one. The Minecraft one is sick, dude. I cannot get rid of that one.
You can't sell that one.
I cannot sell that one. That one looks too good. Right?
Yeah, that and that one you probably can get a bunch of money for it if you hold on to it.
Yeah, I kept the box and everything. It's boxed up right now, man. Nicely stored away and everything. Man. I will not sell that one.
Oh, I still have the Scorpio box too.
Do you?
Yeah, my wife's like, throw it away. You don't have the console. I said, man, I hate that I sold it. I got to keep something.
I still got the Series X box. All the other boxes are gone.
I got all the boxes, but they have a console.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that Minecraft one. I just want to put it on my desk just as a ornament because it looks good.
You probably should. That's the one that's got like the greenish, like the like blocks and stuff. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think that was the best looking.
Let me look up how much they sell on the for.
Special edition one that they had back then for the 1S. It wasn't an X. It was an S.
And you see, was that one just a straight up $300? No, you paid extra for it.
Yeah, I think it was a little extra at the time.
I know it was. All of them are.
Yeah, that's that one. Let me put it on the screen.
That's the one.
Come on, picture.
Oh, that's what, $5.99? Is that what this is?
I thought it said $4.99.
It's $5.99.
Oh, $5.99.
It was discontinued. It wasn't that much though when it came out.
No. But
No,
see, that's what I was. See, I was gonna look it up, like what you could sell it for, or not necessarily. I know you don't want to sell it, but what they're going for in the market.
Let's go look at eBay. Oh,
that's wrong. They're hogs on eBay.
Yeah. Let's see, Xbox.
They're selling those PlayStation drives for $250 on eBay. But I just looked on Walmart. I can buy 10 of them right now. I just don't think it's. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal.
$200.
That's good. Okay.
But this one,
less than I thought.
This is the one I got.
That's the one that I thought.
It's
so what's the one that you just showed me with the red on it?
It's the back of.
Is that just the underside?
Yeah, the underside. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they completely like designed every bit of this thing, like the underside, the side, the back. I mean, it was just.
They always do. Like even if you cracked open the Scorpio, it's like hello from Seattle, all kinds of like Easter eggs on the inside of it. So like, cause I always buy the X-ray skin from what's the name of that company?
Skins.
Treason.
Heresy.
Treason.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same company that what's the name? The guy that we used to give props to, Pope, Xbox Pope. That's the company he went to.
Oh, that's where he went. Okay.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, they do shoddy work, bro. Because I got a needler, and that needler is not as shiny as the pictures. It's like straight up matte.
Buns. I've heard a lot about that when he was considering taking them up on their offer to go work with them, right? And he was, That's when I started hearing a lot about that. The bad work they do over there. So I don't know how they convinced them to go over there.
I can't say that it's bad work. I'm just gonna say it don't look like the pictures.
Representation of it was bad, right? Because
like it's not like you can scratch it off.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that Minecraft edition one, dude, is like, I think that was the best looking special edition 1S that they put out there, and there's no way I will sell that one.
No, the best looking one is the ones that they don't sell are always the best looking ones. That Tomb Raider one is still the best looking console ever.
The ones that are available to general public.
That's why I differentiated because I know like that one is different than this one.
Looks
Like,
too.
oh yeah, the Gears one was nice. Because even the booty cheek console was cool. They also had like a Wolverine console too, but yeah, they don't sell them though. They make them special, not even special edition. What do they call it? Like raffle them or whatever.
They give aways and like
sweepstake style. But yeah, that's probably the only one I had. It's limited edition because they always sell out faster than I wanted SpongeBob. I would have sold my console and kept the SpongeBob.
SpongeBob Series X.
Mm-hmm. but they sold out within minutes because I was there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I said I wouldn't do that again because of the way I had to hustle for the current gen consoles now. But I was flipping them, so I was gonna put the work in. This one was for me. If I could get it, I can get it. If I couldn't, and I didn't. So that was that. Same thing with the Halo.
I think I got the Halo box is what I still have. And I threw away the launch version. It was like, that's the launch. I didn't care. But I still
because the Halo one, I tried real hard for it. I tried for the controller, didn't win on anything or hit.
Yeah, my wallet was hurting, man. Like, hey, what are you doing, dude? It's like, why are you buying almost $800 worth of stuff? Like, because I like Halo and I like Xbox.
What are you doing, man?
Bro, that you know what? That's probably the best custom console from anybody. Like the Halo one.
Yeah, the Halo one's nice. I got that one on my desk.
Like it's got the whole stars. It had like a different light. Doesn't it make a different chime when you power it up too?
I don't think so.
Because like the regular Xbox is going.
Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you playing on now that you don't remember?
What am I playing on?
Yeah. On what platform?
The Xbox?
No. Like your Xbox. Your Xbox. Are you playing on the Halo console?
I got 3 consoles. It's the series. So I got 2 Series X, one on the big TV that's over here, which I try to game more. And then when I play a shooter one is when I come here because I got the HDMI 2.1 monitor capable here on my desk. And that's where I have my Halo console.
And then you play on that one the least because you don't know the time is what I'm getting at. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the Series
But yeah,
S,
Sick. I know you can feel it too, Sick, man. And you too. I mean, you on your way, Sick. You spend enough money. If the next Xbox comes out and it's the most powerfulest console ever, and they charge you $800 for it.
$800.
You know what I mean?
Earlier,
if they charge me $800 for it,
real improvement,
dude, that's
not
pushing.
just the DLS bullshit they doing here. And even then, at $800, I'd have to think about that real hard. I'd have to do some gamer math.
Seriously,
to get that down.
I will tell you right now, no.
It's not going to be cash out of pocket. And generally, I would have to say no as well.
I would have to say no. There's no way.
Because I think they have the right idea with the high end and the lower end console, right?
Well, this is what it's supposed to be. What we have now is the high end and the lower end.
Yeah, but
so you're
next
telling me
generation,
there's gonna be like a higher end?
Prices don't go down. So let's just say if the next one is $700 and then the base or the lower end model is $400 or $500.
But man, I can hear it already. People are bitching and moaning about the S holding it back and everything. Can you imagine if we had 3 different iterations of Xbox?
Bro,
with different specs.
It's really all this time, all these narratives, right? Once again, more narratives destroyed.
I know.
Who's really holding back gaming?
But
what platform is really holding back gaming?
It doesn't stop them from saying it though. That's the thing.
Right, but now all that talk with the fanboys is finally just not working, and instead they're just getting clowned for it now. If you notice now, right now with the general public ain't really shit-shamed at all, but it never does, right? But I'm talking about online, right?
Mhm.
Now the perception is constantly that Sony is fucking up heavy. Is Microsoft fucking up as well? Yes, but not the way that Sony is, where they almost like they're on the cusp of being done. Period. If they don't fix their situation, if they don't fix their shit pretty damn soon, right? It's looking that bad for real. Like, this is real shit. They truly have to be concerned now, you know. And
guess what? If consoles are going up, other hardware is going up too.
Going up too, right?
So like if a console is 700, the 5090 or whatever the AMD calls their next one, it's gonna be just
Nvidia. Yeah,
it's gonna go up just that much more. Well, I know what Nvidia. I know what Nvidia calls theirs, but I don't know what AMD. AMD does numbers.
Do the video card
AMD
numbers?
Would be the 8,000.
Do the video card model numbers recycle? Because I mean,
eventually, well, no, they haven't done that yet because it used to be in the hundreds. Now it's the thousands, right?
So, yeah.
But AMD has already said they're not doing high end with the next generation. They're only doing mid and lower. I think I had read. I'm not 100% on sure on that, right? So it seems like AMD may not even be doing that, and it'll just be Nvidia at the high end again. So unless what they're doing at the mid range can really compete, right? Can really compete with new features and costs and all that, where their mid range is punching above their weight class, right? Because that's all I've ever needed from AMD is to keep Intel and Nvidia honest. Not that I really want to buy their stuff. The only way I really want to buy their stuff nowadays is these chips that they're making to power their handhelds, right? That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Everybody's looking at that Z2 Extreme, because that's looking like what could be in the next round of handhelds. But also look at that Strix Halo, I think it is, that AMD has. That's the true game changer shit, not this Z2 Extreme, right? That's the real big boy one. That's potentially going to be in handhelds, and we still don't know what Microsoft is doing because everybody assumes it's a PC handheld. They've never said anything. They just said that they're working on new hardware. They never said what type. Now they've alluded some things that has people thinking in that generation. Right. It's all speculation, to be honest. So, and that's the thing about it too. I think all this speculation has it where there's every chance that Microsoft ain't doing a handheld at all. They just and it was all just speculation.
I mean, what hints have been given out that it's gonna say, "Hey, people have talking about a handheld"? It's like, what have they hinted
People
out?
have been
Nothing.
talking about that. Yeah,
just
they haven't hinted at anything themselves. All they said is that they're working on new hardware. They've said that before.
That means they're working on new Zune HD. That's what they're working on.
Right. But see, it could just may as well be that even, for all we know.
It's a new Windows phone.
For all we know. Yeah, I mean, I know you're saying it for jokes, but
people will do that.
As plausible.
And they run with it.
It's just as plausible. Right, but it's also just as plausible because we know nothing. Right? We know nothing is my point. And so
it's
that's
a new Palm Pilot. It's a new Palm Pilot.
Right.
It's coming back.
Because we just don't know. We don't know nothing. Now, highly unlikely it's that, but right? So up until they say we don't know, that's why with the PS5 Pro itself, I didn't believe until they said something. Right? It was about as much of a lock as rumors usually get.
Man,
because usually you hear from multiple other people, blah blah blah, and they were all repeating the same thing. But that's also the tenets of people just being full of shit because everybody's just repeating everybody else. Like when they said Xbox is going a third party at the beginning of the year.
Right.
It was just a circle jerk of all these motherfuckers just all repeating each other.
Just talking, yeah. Because I remember like a couple of months before even the PlayStation 5 came out, people were already talking about a Pro version.
Right.
They were already talking about it back then.
But that's also because, though, to be fair, for both PlayStation and Xbox, because last generation they did that. We all assumed that was going to be a part of the console business now. Mid-gen
but
refresh.
those same guys that brought that up before even the base one launched out, they'll come back now and say, "Remember back in 20, I called it." So you didn't call
Right.
shit.
You didn't really call
You
shit.
didn't
Right.
call anything.
You didn't really call shit.
It's like
So that's the
you're
thing
just
about
going
it.
off
that's,
what they
that's
did
been
last
people
peeving
know.
you.
Huh?
I call it. That's been peeving you
Yeah, because
because
they
you made
really
a
don't know
video.
what
You
they're
made a
talking
video
about.
about it.
Oh, dude,
really did.
that just like gets under my skin where people are like, man, I called it. It's like, no, you didn't. It's like you're just going off what you saw last generation. Like, oh, I'm gonna say this now. By the time it does come out, I said it before everybody else. It's like, no, that's not how it works, man.
Not at all.
Oh my god.
They called it. Tech. Let them call it.
Yeah. Still.
So yeah, what I was saying about these handhelds is, next year, because this year was a ROG Ally X, so it's a lot like this, the Ally version of the Steam Deck OLED, right? The mid refresh, right? So the next one would be the True Innovator new design thing, right? And also, the lighter chip that that Valve uses for their Steam Deck. That will be around the time where that chip could be ready, right? So Valve would have a lot of other work to do to get a new handheld out, but they've always said like it's gonna be a while, right? And I trust in that. I really do. Like next year, if we don't hear nothing from Valve, I won't be surprised. But I don't know where to go with this PlayStation 5 Pro situation. It turned out those rumors were exactly on the money, right?
Yeah.
All the tech specs that we heard were right on the money, but everything in me said back then that yeah, it's possibly true. But until they say I didn't want to go out there and make wild claims like everybody else was doing, because I seen what these other guys that did early in the year with the whole Xbox thing, right? I didn't want to do that, so I said until they say, I'm just like, hey, I don't know, and I'm not gonna sit there, and take a side just to take a side, so I can sit there on the internet and claim shit I don't know. I can honestly say I didn't know, and until they say something, it doesn't exist because it was all just rumors back until then. Same with this Xbox hardware upgrade, with a handheld PC. We don't know. This is all speculation based on other shit.
I see this crap like
you see this
like a base sports car, right? It has 500 horsepower. Then they come out with a refresh, right? That has 510. It has 10 more horsepower, right? So we're gonna charge you, a couple of thousand more just for those 5 extra. You're not gonna tell a difference, dude. I'm not gonna. No, this is just a crap. This bullshit.
I think
it's a cash grab. It's a cash grab to me.
He's still talking about the PlayStation.
Because they need it.
I think that they need to do a handheld because that's what the market responded to, right?
Yeah.
The market has been responding to it through the Game Boy. Everybody.
The PSP 3, the Vita 2.
Like people call those failures, but they sold 80 million of those things.
They sold well, but
they sold as many as
PS3. So do you think that they would repeat those mistakes or follow Nintendo's example? I think that
they're gonna repeat their mistakes.
Well, maybe PlayStation would, but I don't think Xbox would.
They support I think they support the PSP for the longest, right? Because they have all those games and all those movies. They supported that platform pretty well, right?
Right.
I came late
Even
in the game.
Into the Vita. Right.
I came very late to the game when I bought mine, and I think I was like a year or two before they started discontinuing it. So it was like a year or two before they discontinued it. So I was late, so I didn't appreciate what they really had, and I got rid of my stuff really quick. Then they came out with the PSP Go. You guys remember that one? The little mini one? I don't know if you guys. I
remember everything.
It was like a foldable.
I remember the Engage.
It was like a slider a PSP, and I got that first day, man. I was like, oh man, it's pretty badass. It's compact, and my thumbs were hurting, dude. I couldn't play with that shit because it was too small, right? So I finally gave up.
Welcome to my world.
Got rid of it, and then the Vita came out. I was like, oh, dude, I jumped on that day one. I took 2-hour lunch so I can go to Best Buy, pick up my stuff and everything, all the extra games I bought. Dude, I spent an easy $1,000 on like accessories and games and the hardware, everything. And what do you see in a couple of years, dude? They killed it off. I was like, dude, it was a great hardware, that Vita. and they just didn't support it, man. All you get is all these like Japanese girls in bikinis and being furry, little animals. That's all the game.
No, I'm laughing because
furry.
I remember for my birthday, my wife, because for years I didn't play games. Like 'cause I got out of the habit of playing games when I was in school, so I stopped playing games. So she kept trying to get me in games.
So she's the one pushing it, huh?
Yeah, but because she said you talk about them, and when people talk about them around you, you get excited. You like video games. Why are you depriving yourself from video games?
Yeah.
You know, because my thing was, man, I did a whole lot of brainwashing and listened to a lot of positivity stuff, and they said that that's unproductive, which it is, but everything in moderation. So she said, I want you to have this. She got me a PS Portable, whatever it was, like $2 something. It's like almost $300. With you know what is the one with Megatron on the cover, the Madden with Megatron. So whatever year that was, that's what PlayStation Portable I had. And I was like, just bring it back. I won't use it. Just bring it back. But I just didn't know anything about PlayStation to even care about a Vita. You know what I mean? Like, but for people like you, Tech, because like you like Xbox, but I saw your trophy count. You're a PlayStation guy too. So like you know, and then you too, Six, since you said you've had them all. You guys know what you like.
You checking my history?
When I accept your friend or I look at your stuff, yeah. Like I don't care about the trophy count anymore because it's like it is what it is. I'm not like these guys. You know what? If you don't want to play games, you don't want to play games, man. But anyway, I don't know enough. I didn't know enough about PlayStation to even be excited about it. What do they have? You know what I mean?
No,
okay. But now that
yeah, sure.
It's the noise that always throws me off. It sounds like a disconnect.
Right.
But like,
yeah,
you know, I wasn't raised up on Ratchet or Final Fantasy to even care about these things. Yeah. Like Shin Megami Tensei, all that stuff. Now I'm trying to get into them. Like I'm sick. I started the Visions of Mana demo. Mana, how you say it. But I'm still playing Star Wars. I got to beat that. You know, I paid $200 for Ubisoft Plus. I got to beat something out of there. I own 80% of the games in a damn subscription anyway. So I got to at least beat that one. And so I didn't know what to get excited about, long story short. And so I asked her to just give it back. I'm not going to play it. You know, Madden would have probably been cool on it. You know, and I probably would have become a pony.
You did buy Visions of Mana though, right? But you did buy Visions.
I did not buy it. I got the demo right now.
No. Okay, I followed what you said about the demo, but you didn't buy the game. Okay.
No.
So because like I said, because if you play the demo, because I thought you had to beat the demo, but you don't have to. You just have to play the demo, and if and when you get the full game, it unlocks some items for you early on, right? And I was surprised because when I was playing the full game, I didn't beat the demo, but I did try it, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to go back and play the demo, and then all of a sudden I got the stuff, and it told me, oh, well, thanks for having played the demo, or you're gonna get all this stuff. And then, you know, after the first chapter, all of a sudden I'm bling bling, I got this, and it went on for a little while too. I was like, damn, I'm like, shit, this is annoying. Can I get back to the game now? You know, and
yeah, that's how Star Wars was too.
Night, I stopped playing. I kept playing till 5:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So, and Star Wars is similar where if you play the demo. It give you because I subscribe to Ubisoft Plus, I got a bunch of bonus items, and so that's that. It was just that part, not the demo part. But okay,
I told y'all already. Final Fantasy 16 is day one. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is I want to pay $70 for it or not, because the base one is 50.
Oh well, you know,
for what, on Xbox?
On this PC.
Yeah.
Oh, on
you
PC,
wish.
on PC. I'm sorry. Yeah, PC.
But it's coming to Xbox.
I wish
like,
too, man.
Yes, it's next week, I think. Right? I think it's next week. I forget.
I think I'm not. I think it's the 16th. I don't know.
I bought mine for like $15.
That would be next week. So there's a lot of stuff there, and they're talking like the Final Fantasy pixel remasters of the old games. A lot of these games that haven't been on Xbox from Square are gonna get announced at CGS.
But you know what's gonna make me you know what'll make me sick. sick. You know what will make me sick.
Yeah. I follow you.
It will make me sick if at TGS Microsoft says, "Welcome to Xbox, Final Fantasy 16 and Game Pass Day one, and I done paid all this money for it.
That's why I'm saying this. Like, I'm wait until TGS and see what's up, then make decisions on these Square games, right? Like, I bought Visions of Mana. It was Play Anyway. It was already on Xbox. It was already everything Xbox and PC. You know, I've said this redundantly, right? Play Anywhere is my preferred
jam.
platform,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I game already in, right? So boom, buying it, right? But everything else might be, who knows? You're talking about Game Pass. It may just be Play Anywhere, right? Right? And even that's just icing on the cake. If they come to the platform at all and they announce it there at CGS, right? That's worth just waiting next week to see how it works out and then make purchasing decision. Right?
It is.
Which is why I brought up in the first place. Right? Don't buy nothing until you hear what's going on. I feel. It's the same thing with the Marvel collection. I didn't buy it and now I don't have the money to buy it because I think I might want to double dip on it and I don't have the money for it. Right? I'm like, God damn it. Right? Had I decided to do it earlier, I could have, and did the same thing I did with Space Marine and get the key, on CD keys or whoever has it the cheapest, right? Like I did with Space Marine and I did with with Visions of Matter itself, right? I did it with both of those. That's how I got them. So either way, the purchasing decision and how you do it, it's gonna have to wait till next week. But overall, when people are buying games now, it's hard unless you're just a PlayStation dude and you're looking at the Pro like, oh, I'm not getting the Pro anyway, right? Like you're walking at it like the rest of us. Yeah, sure. You bring with PlayStation and exchange it for you. Stay there. Likewise for Xbox guys. But for those of you who see these consoles are starting to be in a way where you don't like where they're going, the only other option is PC.
Yeah.
Frankly. And PC is getting their shit together. They truly are. Steam just did the family plan situation, right? Like they had it before, but now they've heavily improved it. They just announced that yesterday.
And what's that?
Right?
What's this family?
Family plan was trash before, bro.
It was trash before,
Like,
but now it's
when it worked, it was good, but it didn't work a lot.
It didn't work, and it seemed like they fixed it, right? Where basically you're game sharing and stuff with multiple people, and you can have kids in it, right? But the kids are like lower tier where you have control over their stuff, and they don't.
Does it
right?
work?
Mm-hmm.
Does it
But
work
you're
like?
game
Does
sharing.
it work like this? They're placed in a family group, right?
Yes.
I'm the main person, the main account that
Mhm.
controls the family group,
Right.
and then my son, can he log in with his own account on his PC?
Yes.
Yes.
Without
with his
me,
achievement-
without me having to log in.
Right. With his own achievements and everything. They even make that
But
very
I don't.
clear
I don't
in
have
the
to
little
log
video.
in into his.
You don't
PC.
have to any of that.
Okay.
You don't have to any of that. And it can mark him as a child.
Yeah.
Not just an account that's under yours, but as a child. So therefore he's limited in certain ways,
Yeah.
right? That you have control over, right? Because the other people in the family could be adults, right? And they have complete right to do whatever the fuck they want,
Yeah.
right? So the way they have it, it seems to be like the best of all worlds. So that's just one example of PC slowly getting their shit together. Like Microsoft is testing right now that new keyboard situation they have that works with the controller, right?
Mhm.
That's one piece of the puzzle that they need to work on if they ever come up with a big picture mode or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like an interface that could be very console-like on the PC to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
That's a piece of that puzzle that would have needed to happen anyway. So it seems like Microsoft is getting that worked out very slowly. We've seen what they did with the game, what we call the game bar in Windows, right?
Yeah.
It's a little jank, except it does bring some features and ease of use, but it's a little jank right now because it's alpha and he's still trying to work on it and stuff.
Janky jank.
So that's slowly happening. Valve is dope. Epic continues to put out tons of free games. I was noticing the other day, I have over 500 games on Steam. You know how many I have on Epic? Like 260.
Probably 100.
About
Dang. Okay.
260 something. And I've only bought the one game, right? That I also have on Steam. right? Like that's how many games they've given away, and that's just Epic. Don't forget, there's also Amazon games if you're on Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah.
And the Steam Crackhead sales are nuts. I just got the Crew 2 for $1. Initial Drift
Oh my gosh, that's
for
nothing.
$1.
That's
And
how
then
much-
all the DLCs and everything else are
$1.
so cheap. You can get it all together for $5. Like all the game on the
That's
DLC plus the
ridiculous,
soundtrack
man.
for $5. And Steam does that all the time. That's why I always refer to it as crackhead sales, right? There's just so many options on PC that even if you think like the cost up front can be a bit high, trust me, you make that up with the software.
You're like almost
situation.
convincing me to go full PC with all
Like
that you
it is. And with these handhelds, you don't have to be the traditional complex PC. Like that ROG Ally X, bro. Like, I regret not preparing myself for that and upgrading to it like I did the Steam Deck to the original ROG Ally. It truly is everything addressed, like we discussed before a couple weeks ago.
That's your
It
PS5
addressed-
Pro, isn't it?
It's like the true PS5 Pro for like the PC handhelds,
Yeah.
right? Like it's like the Pro because the Pro is really the ROG Ally, right? And the X doubled the battery life. It changed the ergonomics a bit to be better. It's black. Okay, the expansion port now is Thunderbolt, right? Instead of proprietary thing, right? And I love my ROG Ally. I was in Boston over the weekend to go to a wedding. Oh my god, I played some Space Marine, right? How does
that perform on there?
It's a janky 30 frames per second, but I didn't do no frame generation or whatnot.
All
I
right,
didn't
you're not
really
showing
tweak
that ROG Ally X as a good thing to get, man. Because you say janky.
No,
No,
that's the
ROG.
base ROG Ally.
It's ROG
I
Ally.
have the base ROG Ally. I don't have the X.
Oh,
I'm saying.
okay.
I regret not having invested in it, right?
Because
Is what I'm
even
saying.
me, I'm gonna wait for whatever comes next. And
Next, right?
hopefully, Lenovo did well enough to make another one because
Yeah,
man,
And
I
add
missed that. I missed that big old screen, bro.
yeah, man. And they just got to add VRR because, like I've said before, that would have been the feature to bring everything else that they did together, right? Like I broken that down multiple times. I'm not gonna do that here. But
Mhm.
so that whole situation is really looking good on PCs with these PC handhelds. Like, and then Xbox just has to get their software together. So even if Xbox just makes a PC handheld that's just like the ROG Ally and the Legion going, and there's nothing really Xbox specific about it, other than maybe that's when they finally premiered their big picture mode, right? Because it will be more like the Surface, where it's supposed to represent the platform, but they're not going to be the only ones who make them, right? It'll be on Lenovo, Asus, and whoever else decides to jump in, right? And they could all use that same software, right? Just like what the Surface does, right? It set the standard for the platform, then everybody else can do the same thing. That's usually how Microsoft Office, ever since like the DOS days and Windows, that's what they did, right? So that really could be the answer. And all the additional, one other thing that they could do is give you access to your Xbox stuff. But there's already an emulator for Xbox One software. I tweeted about this 2 days ago.
Mhm.
It's starting to run games, Xbox One games on PC. And considering the hardware base, it's not like they're really emulating a lot of hardware. It's more the software environment more than anything else. So, bro, things are getting real interesting. So these consoles may die in the next generation, maybe the last generation of consoles, but it won't be like a loss, like we've lost anything, because their commitment to backwards and forwards compatibility will continue on with all that stuff that you've ever had from the past.
We know
This
Xbox
would be
is
accessible.
at least.
Xbox is, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
there's
I'm
still
really
there's
talking
still
about.
that barrier, that partition, where, like, I have Cyberpunk on Xbox.
Mhm.
Don't have it on PC.
Well,
Right.
yeah, you would have to buy that game again, like I
I have to
did,
buy it again.
right?
Well, no, but see, the thing
Oh,
is,
but like
if
Mhm.
Xbox has a united storefront, that's the whole problem. is a Xbox store, and then there's a Microsoft store.
Mm-hmm.
And if Microsoft could somehow unify it and call it the Xbox store or the Microsoft store, whatever you want to call it, it needs to be unified.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now it's if the publishers agree to do Play Anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
That's
if
the tough
Microsoft if Microsoft says if you make it for our platform, then it's Play Anywhere, and they buy into it, that's the only way it'll work. Yeah, and that's the only way. And see, that's me assuming that some of the people are right, and they're going to kind of move into a PC hybrid type of console next generation. So if they do that, it needs to be unified. Therefore, all of your Xbox games can be in your whatever they call the next one.
Yeah.
But right now, it's for whoever wants to participate. And it's a lot of Japanese games for the most part, which will be good for you guys because you guys grew up on that stuff. I'm trying to like it. And hell, that's why I like Final Fantasy 16 the most, because 15 too, because it's less like turn-based combat.
Right.
But yeah, so that's it needs to be United Storefront. It's hard for me to buy games from Microsoft lately because I play games on my handheld a lot.
Right.
And I don't like double dipping, especially some of these games that don't go down in price. A lot of the games.
Why I advocate for the Play Anyway. I don't want to have to fucking double dip. That shit's stupid.
Yeah, but see, since everybody's not participating, but the Game Pass catalog is extensive and you're fine there too. Mm-hmm. But the Play Anywhere catalog needs to be. I mean, I thought it was on the right track, man. They had Resident Evil 7 in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, dang, okay, cool. Mortal Kombat X is in there, huh?
They don't even talk about it anymore. I never seen them talk about it.
They don't talk about it anymore because
but it still exists, and games are still coming out that do it. But
yeah, I don't think they talk about it because it's not. You don't have the impactful games and the impact, because all it would take is for one publisher, one big publisher, to say, yeah, my big game is coming, and then others might open up to it. But as long as you can only get the smaller games to agree to it, that's why I thought it was going somewhere when you had Capcom put some games in there, and you had WB put some games in there.
Yeah.
But the thing with Game Pass is, it's going to be on Game Pass PC for the most part.
Yeah.
Because, you couldn't buy Gotham Knights in the Microsoft store, but it's in the Game Pass PC app.
Yep.
But they need to unify the storefront. But I reckon, get out country, I reckon that there's some issues because the other ones don't have a platform to do that with. I don't know, because basically you do have people that are willing to double dip and that do double dip, and they, just like everybody else, they all have the data. They all know that we do it. So where's the incentive for them to let you just make one purchase? My only way that I can do it is speak with my wallet and stop double dipping.
Right. And see, like I look at these Capcom collection that just came to Steam, but I don't know if it's even cross-play with the console. So it's on PlayStation, it's on Switch, and it's on PC. Is it at least cross-play between those three right now? Because that would presume that the Xbox version that's coming next year would be as well. But I don't think it is. Right? Like, goddamn Capcom, why isn't that cross-play? That would be the opposite of why you just explained why they may not want to mess with Play Anywhere. That would make me want to double dip, because if I can't get Play Anywhere, that's the next best thing.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I just buy on Steam, man, because I mean it's just easier, and I know that I can play it on multiple devices. That's the thing with me buying so many. I mean, I just need to be able to play my games in as many places as I can, and that's Steam.
Yeah,
Steam or Epic.
I'm putting it right now, man, because I would have bought that today. I was like, God, I see the video, I'm like, oh man, bro.
All right.
What game was that you say?
The Marvel collection that just came out to Steam today.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
I know you did.
Before we end this, how's Marines 2? Sick.
Oh, Space Marines 2, bro. It's everything they promised.
It's everything they said it was.
Yeah.
It's everything they say it was. Largely bug free. It's cross-play in all aspects, right? All modes for all platforms.
Does it have DIE crap or DEI?
No, it's fucking Warhammer, bro. Ain't no, what the
just
fuck? No, Warhammer. Listen, man. In the Warhammer community, sometime last year, the YouTube channel, the Templin Institute, right?
Yeah.
They started this video saying, how come there's no female Space Marines, but they have the Sisters of Silence, right? And yo, the Warhammer community shit all over this YouTuber, bro. Because they're trying to push that narrative shit onto Warhammer.
I'm like,
right?
don't bring that crap over here.
Don't bring that crap over here. Plus, we already have basically that. It's called the Sisters of Silence. It was already in the law that it has to be men because of the way it works. But they have a female equivalent, the Sisters of Silence, where they're only women and there are no men, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's a whole part of the lore. So like, they're trying to introduce their bullshit and their politics into something else. And they were like, oh, fuck no. So there's none of that crap. So there's nobody pushing no kind of agenda.
Is there a Hispanic person that can represent me? Because that's important,
bro.
To me. Otherwise, I'm not gonna enjoy the game.
The only kind of thing that I see is the Space Marines that have their helmets off are multiracial, or like you have two other Space
All right, close
Marines
enough.
that in co-op mode you can play those guys, right?
Yeah.
One of them is a black dude, right? He's a bald black dude, right? That's about as racial as it gets, where you see different races in different characters.
Why can't he afro? And is it
because he just happens to be bald. I'm just identifying him. He's a bald black guy.
I'd rather him be bald. I'd rather him be bald than have that the Killmonger, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Killmonger.
Like,
I'm with it.
Yeah, I'd rather him be bald.
You see?
But the way
you see? Okay, they didn't violate at all. They didn't violate at all on nothing, on no type of tip.
But you see,
right?
You see,
so yeah,
the way that the like Sweet Baby and the other one, the way that they see it is that we've been able to get everybody else to just gender bend or just appropriate however they could, because like this series, man, it's over 150 books, bro. So this story is written. The and
the games and all that stuff.
That's why Henry Cavill wanted to do Warhammer, right? That's why he didn't work with The Witcher. He wanted to be true to the lore. He's a true fan, and he just so happens to be an actor with dashing good looks, as they say. So,
and he's a full-on nerd.
Yeah. So like this right here, if they start doing that, and you know what, the tide is turning, bro. Like I think that they've done what they're gonna do for that group of people. This is why Ubisoft
they're starting to get annoying now.
This is why Ubisoft is going through what they're going through. You know what I mean? Like they're saying go private, right? You take public money, then you have to do what other people tell you to do. But if you go private, you can make the games you want to make, the games that we know will sell. A lot of these companies have to do what they have to do.
I realized? You know what I realized? This is just like Hollywood when they were messing with China, right? How many movies, right? Where they got some funding from China, and now the plot had to be twisted to introduce either a Chinese character or China itself plays a role.
China.
Like I'll give you an example.
China.
The Martian with the dude who's friends with Ben Affleck, his best friend.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, right? He's trapped on Mars, right? And if you remember in the plot, right? NASA sped up the progress on the spaceship that's supposed to deliver the supplies, and because they went so quick and they skipped some safety checks, right? And so their rocket failed and blew up, right? Now they're fucked. What did they do? They asked China to help out. Or in fact, no, they didn't ask them to help out. They offered to help, right? So, and I'm not saying that wouldn't happen in the real world, push come to shove type situation. Except it wasn't the end of the world type of situation. It was just the rescue one man type situation, meaning it's less likely to happen. But I would believe if it was the end of a world type situation, like, the governments of the world would link up and, work together, right? Or do a common goal. But the common goal in the movie was to rescue this one dude, and they addressed the plot in a way that China helped out. right? Big time, and it's largely because of them that eventually they were able to rescue him,
Yay.
right? In the movie, and then yay! But there's lots of movies where they spent all that money, all that investment, and then for whatever thing happened, like like that one situation that happened with John Cena, right? Who's fluent in Chinese, right? He said something by accident. Yes, for real, right? He said something that pissed him off, right? And he apologized profusely, and the project still flopped. So all that money and time and effort, blah blah blah, all failed, and and Hollywood eventually realized fucking with China is just not worth it. All the effort we have to put in, and at a drop of a hat, they can just be like, "Nah, we're not supporting this project," and now it's a failure, right? And that's a lot of money wasted to a project that didn't work out. So just like in the gaming industry, they have to spend a lot of money on these games, and they have to be a success. And if not, now the next game they're working on, they're gonna do all types of bullshit to make sure that they profit off of it, right? And it makes the art worse, right? Well, it's this DI stuff and blah blah blah. In many ways, it seems to be like they're finally waking up from that too.
Can't they look
or they're
at
starting to realize, oh, we
existing
don't
game,
need that.
Like Space Marines, for example, you just said, you know?
Yeah.
It shows how successful a
It
game
doesn't
like
need
that
any of
can
that.
be,
It
Black
already
Myth
has all
Wukong.
that stuff.
and doesn't need all that crap to be involved.
Or Black Myth Wukong.
It's
It
not
doesn't
about
need that.
success.
And if you want to,
Yeah, I know it's about whatever they're trying to
it's about
push.
profit.
No. Like, no, for them with the whole DEI, I hear so much. I hate saying it. It's about the agenda, right?
Yes.
But for China, their agenda is to make China look good. So you can't say anything disparaging about China.
Oh, yeah.
And so with the DEI thing, these companies know they're going to lose money. They know because they know that just simple numbers, man. These people have statisticians that get paid well above my pay grade to tell them how many percentage of homosexuals, black homosexuals, Mexican homosexuals, and lesbians, or homosexuals because all of them, and confuse people. They know how many there are. So, but even with all of them together, it's still the minority. And
right, they're not buying on top of that anyway. They talk all that shit and then don't buy.
And you compare, and then you're catering to the minority. And then the minority of that minority is supporting the project. It's not a profitable venture. They know this. But you got people like Fink out there. There's 4 of these big investment groups that handle trillions of dollars or at $1 trillion that are behind this. And so when they're pushing an agenda, I know why Fink is doing it. Look at where he is, what he is, where his family comes from, and you'll know what he's about and why he's pushing it. But I don't know why they're all behind it. I know that America as a country is behind it, and they're trying to push other countries to get behind it. I don't want to get too political, but that play was never about profit. It was about reconditioning the consumer and humanity.
Yeah. And along their ways of thinking, and largely it's not working. Thankfully, let people think for themselves. Let people accept for themselves, because, and it's funny too. These people, when you talk about when Dave Chappelle, he makes it so funny but so true, right? You got the LGBTQ plus whatever, and he says the whole thing about all of them in the car together, right? But there's one of them who's pissing off the rest. They're all getting to the same place together. That's why in the car, right? That's why they're in the car and they have a destination that they're trying to get to together. But there's that one, right, who's making it harder for the rest of them. And the rest of them are like, yo, we don't want to fuck with this dude anymore. He's fucking up our progress, right? And it's the other letters are looking at these, and that's the way he portrays the joke. But if you break it down, that's what he means, and it's starting to be seen by those other groups. This is what I've seen. Like, I know people in these other groups, and that's what and I know people from all of those groups, right? And even those who are in that group are like, yo, some of these other ones are just annoying on purpose, and it's fucking it up. Those are the bad
apples in that certain group.
Right. And it's making it even worse for those who are the same as them, right? They just don't want to deal with them either. It's just like, and it seems like the people are starting to wake up, and it's like, and it's not a hate thing. Like, I understand, right? And I'm not talking about any specific group. You can sit there and believe that you know which group I'm talking about, right? Because, hey man, I know people from all those groups that are close friends to me that I respect.
I had a boss who was part of that group, and he was awesome, man. That guy was so cool.
Oh no! But the ones who have transitioned from being one to another, right?
No,
I know people in that
met one before
who are annoyed by the other ones in that segment of the segment, right? Right? Who are like, who don't like the way they're acting because it makes them all look bad. And it's like, what the fuck? And because nobody wants to fuck with them because they're being annoying, right? It's not about pushing anything positive. It really isn't. So it's like, no.
Sick.
And that's what's going on.
Pushing sick. Stop it.
I'm pushing. I'm so stupid, right? Okay. Sure.
Stop it.
But it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. It's unfortunate.
Because there's no amount of pandering that they'll be able to do that'll make people who don't.
You said pandering.
Pandering.
You fit right in it like Alex.
I'm saying.
But like no, that
stop it.
No, there's no amount of that, right? That they can do to make people. What it does is makes the people who don't like them dislike them more.
No, and even the people that do like them, but the ones that do like them, it just starts getting annoying. It's like, dude, you need to chill now. You know, at some point.
They don't like them now, right? Exactly my point.
Yeah, that's what
they don't like them now.
But no, like, because Twitter has that's the government. I'm not gonna do the conspiracy.
All right, man.
So, because
we're getting too political.
Basically they're allowing people to show their hands, and they're really like embracing their hate right now on Twitter. Yep. So like and those people who already didn't like them less. I've seen it. Like they really like they're getting even more hateful. So I think it's having the opposite effect that they wanted.
You hate them now, outwardly, right? Like they feel safe to do it now.
Dirty angry or is it good angry?
Shut up, sick. Look, let me tell you. But no, because see the thing is, it's like
say it right.
Look, because see the thing the problem that I always had the night that we did a whole 2-hour special about it was, if homosexuals want to do media, go make a homosexual show. But they know what we know, and it's that the minority of the minority group is going to support it, and it's not going to do well. So it's like black people, we are minorities, but black people, I guess that's just one of our things, right? Entertaining, but still black people shows and stuff can stand on their own. And so like what they do is they'll take something that's already established. I didn't like it when they would put a black person in a place that was in a role that was always white. You know what I mean? That's why I liked Blade. That's why I liked Black Panther. I think that's why most people like those. Like that's cool. Even Falcon, the whole Falcon thing, that's a part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you were ignorant, then you would say things like, I didn't like Heimdall and Thor. No, dude, I know a bunch of people that actually are Odinists. Like that,
because I don't know about that character, it was fine to me. I didn't
get like Odin, like Odinists, that's the Nordic stuff. That's like all white people, Germanic. Those are one of my boys. He rocks a Thor hammer. That's his religion. I said, so if it's your religion, why you let people call it mythology? Said it doesn't matter to us. I said, okay, cool.
When Blue Beetle came out, I felt fulfilled that we finally had a Latino superhero.
But isn't he really Latino though?
He is Mexican. Yeah.
No, not the actor, Miguel. I'm talking about the Blue Beetle.
Oh, I don't know. I never even knew about that character until the
He's
movie
always
came
been
out.
Latino. That version of the Blue Beetle has always been Latino. The original one, was not. But the more modern version, where it was like the technological a beetle on his back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The character who got that is Latino and always was.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
It's like
I never knew about that character at all until the movie came out. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a cool movie.
It's like why in not NeoGaf, but a Reset Era, right? It shows how stupid and ignorant all these people are, right? So
what's up, Richard?
Iron
From
Fist,
San Diego,
right? What you call the Kung Fu character, right? He was always a white dude, right? Who fought martial arts. It was always that. That character was portrayed accurately, right? He was a rich kid. He was in a plane crash, whatever. He crashed in some special Asian area or whatever the fuck, right? And he learned their ways, right? And eventually he came back to society with his martial arts ability, right? And early on, when they were first talking about the casting, they went to get Ryan Phillippe, the ex-husband of what's her name?
Reese Witherspoon, bro.
Or Reese Witherspoon, right? He's been practicing Taekwondo since his early teens. Very proficient, which is why he was being considered for the role, right? When that word was coming out in Reset Era, there was a whole thread of stupid morons being like, why are they co-opting this Asian character and putting a white dude, blah, 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 look what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out this dude was always a white dude. He was never Asian, but they just assumed he was, right? It just shows how stupid these motherfuckers truly are. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just want to be mad about all this other dumb shit, bro. That was the case in point type of situation to me. Like, yo, the hell with all these morons. So they really, they just want to be upset about shit they don't even know about in the first time.
I'm mad to be mad.
They're not mad. They're not mad. They just want to be included. But you don't need to be included in everything.
You don't need to be.
You know what I mean? It's like Sick. You black, right? And you've been around black people, Tech. Give an inch, you'll take a mile, right? It's just like they gave him an inch, and now they're trying to take a mile, and it's gotten out of control.
Slow down, Mexicano. Slow down. We just gave you the blue beat.
Simone said,
I don't need you to be in all the movies now.
Simone, I say. That's why they killed Crack Tanga, man. I'm telling you, that shit was funny at the beginning, because if you see Pratanga on Play's videos most recently, he's had that version, right, that he calls Crack Tanga, where he's super thin and he's wearing, like, I guess it's a pair of sweats, and you can see his abs, and his abs are super fit because he's a crackhead who ain't been eating, and he's super thin, right? Like, type look. And stop messing with my head. I say, he pointed to that shit was hilarious to me.
All right,
and he finally killed them off in today's video.
Richard got a comment. I think he's around our age group. So I'm trying to understand this gaming thing now.
So there really is a dude named Richard from San Diego.
Yeah. So I'm trying to understand this gaming
Richard
thing now.
Delbo, bro.
With new age of gaming. I am from the Atari generation. So am I. But I have new age consoles. I play everything, but this new PS5 Pro is a huge joke.
Yeah,
it is, man.
Everybody's seeing it that way. The whole
rewind the show.
Everybody's clowning it, and a couple of folks are trying real hard to push for it, and it's falling flat on his face in front of everybody. Look at Jeff Keighley, right? He hasn't said anything about Xbox or PlayStation for the longest time, and then he tweeted countless things about the PS5 Pro when he hasn't said anything for a while because he had nothing else to do, right? And he was saying nothing about Xbox for the longest time, and now he can't shut up about the 650 people who got fired early this morning. He can't shut up about that. But when it happened to PlayStation, he had nothing to say the multiple times that they fired me. Or
studios closing.
Or studios closing, all that other stuff that's happened. He has nothing to say. And it's been out on Front Street for everybody to see the past 2 days, since yesterday or the day before when they announced the PS5 Pro, right? It's like these guys don't even hide it at all.
Yeah.
Right?
So, Richard, at the end, enjoy what you enjoy. Play everything that you want to play, no matter the platform. But you want to stay away from all the drama that goes with it. Enjoy the game.
Look, if he's from the Atari generation, you really think he's a Twitter guy?
Hey,
I don't know
how Twitter guy.
He found us. He found us somehow.
Yeah, but we're nerds, man. We're doing a freaking podcast. You know what I mean? So But it is a joke. And Richard, we spent like more time than I thought we would on the joke that the PlayStation is. The PlayStation 5 Pro is. But I also have. I can't call it a joke. I don't want to go into the. It's not seriously, bro. Come on, like the problem is that it's just getting too expensive. That's it.
Yeah.
The consoles, even the Atari, was taking a loss.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so, like,
back then,
they're trying to get away from that. And console gamers are used to buying subsidized consoles. So we're looking at it and saying that they're taking advantage of us. We know PlayStation is not winning right now financially. So yeah, they're gonna nickel and dime. I'm surprised they're not charging for USB cables and chargers like cell phones and stuff. So
that's what I told you earlier.
But like,
right? They took out the power button, so now you have to buy the power button.
Well, but you know why though? You know that the way that they've been doing business has been hurting them. So they're gonna nickel and dime and try to make their money back through hardware, which is their strong suit.
Starting to be like Frontier and Spirit.
But see, that's why I told y'all. What Xbox is doing is basically relegating them to a storefront console. They're about to become Steam if they don't figure something out. And I don't think that they have the foresight or resources to reverse course on this. Because right now they're what?
This Richard guy says, I have a PlayStation 2, 3, and 4. You still got them? Like physically still have them? That's pretty good, man. If you still got them.
Did you see that guy on Twitter? He has everything. He has it all across his dresser or whatever.
I still have my Xbox. I still have my 360.
Well, I was in college when I had to pawn my Dreamcast for books. It was then when I lost attachment to my consoles. I should have kept my Neo Geo. I should have kept my Dreamcast. Should have kept my Sega Genesis, because now I'm hunting for a good deal at the mom and pop resellers.
So we're at the Woodlands Mall?
Hell no. Oh, we do have one there. I forgot what it was called, because he told me he would give me a good deal on the Dreamcast, because he's got it for $149 for the Sportman.
Wow.
And then but I didn't tell him, but the guys at the flea market, there are two different stores in the flea market in Guns Point Tech.
Where's a green?
He's selling them for $100. But they're yellow. They're yellow.
Really?
Huh?
Bro, I have my Dreamcast. I haven't used it since. Of all the things I would sell, if push comes to shove, I would sell that, and mine is not yellow because I haven't left it out in the sun.
Yeah.
I may or may not have the box.
Only if you want to, bro. Because I can find one.
I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm thinking to myself, I ain't touched it since I stopped playing it when the original Xbox came out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I stopped fucking with it. So that was like 20 plus years ago now.
Because I got Chancast. I got the Chancast, but Sword of the Berserker does not work the way the way it worked on console. MDK. Did y'all play MDK?
Yeah, I remember MDK. Okay, get Flycast. That's way more recent.
Flycast?
Yeah. Chancast is nearly 20 years old itself. That's an old ass emulator.
Richard from San Diego.
So, yeah, I've had it configured.
I bought an Xbox Series X last month. I only had it for 2 weeks. Then I sold it and bought a mid-range PC, gaming PC.
Try Flycast. Yeah. Okay, don't knock that, man.
I know. Hey,
it get Game Pass, bro. Look into Game Pass. Look into Game Pass, because this gaming situation is getting real expensive, and Game Pass will hook you up.
Yeah, but you just told me about Steam having crackhead sales, man.
Oh no, I'm just. Well, let me finish what I'm saying. Okay, listen. What I'm saying is, okay.
You say you had crack.
Epic, lots of free. No, chill. Look into Epic, lots of free games on a weekly basis. If you're Amazon Prime member, you're getting free games from Amazon Prime that often redeem on GOG or Epic, or even in their own launcher. And then, of course, like he keeps interrupting to tell me, yes, the Steam crackhead sales. And I mean crackhead sales. You got Steam on your PC every season, spring, summer, winter sales,
I got
where the
Steam coming out my
crackhead
back
sales
end.
really begin. Take advantage of the wish list option, right? Or where you mark down the games that you want to buy in the future when the prices are cheaper, and then during the seasonal sales, you'll start to get alerts about all those games in your wish list being on what I continually refer to as crackhead sales, because that's how low the prices can drop. And of course, you take advantage of CD keys and websites like that. You can get lots of deals on PC games. So if you mess with PC, be smart with your money. Be smart with your money, because they're all free, legit games.
Go to Epic, man.
You see what I'm saying?
He says
Epic, Amazon. It's all.
Epic.
There's so many options. So
Epic said we don't get
avail
crack here.
yourself of
It's
these
like
options,
we're just giving away crack. Here you go.
Yeah, avail yourself of all these options, and you'll have lots to play.
Yeah, I ain't loyal.
Yeah, bro.
I'm a Epic supporter.
I'm an Epic supporter in the
you know what I mean?
I'm not buying games from them, but I'm always looking.
Why not though? Why won't y'all buy from
There's
Epic?
nothing I want from them, but like I said, if there was something that they offer,
But they have the same thing Steam has.
not the way I want it. Not the way I want it. If and when they do, I've bought. Like I bought Crisis, and then Steam had it the way I want.
Yeah.
And I regret buying it on Epic. That's
Yeah.
all.
See, even I knew
That's
that.
all.
He says so. I just go wherever the price is, like Lord.
Hey, and
But for the most part,
Yeah.
you can't be
for
free.
new games, I go to key sites.
Yeah, you go to key sites, right? Me too.
Yeah, I can't remember the last new game I bought.
Me too.
Like
Well, today I
from
bought
the
two,
storefront.
and I bought Initial Trip
Me?
for
It was
$1.
Diablo.
So
No, not new game. I mean from the Steam storefront or the Epic doesn't do keys.
No.
At least I haven't been able to find any. So like Steam keys, Xbox keys, PlayStation doesn't do keys. Switch does keys, but we might as well just buy it from Nintendo.
Right, because they're not cheap enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean that's what we talked about earlier, Richard, if he's still here. But like
Richard from San Diego.
it doesn't make it. Yeah, Richard from San Diego. I thought his name was like Delvo or something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
so
he mentioned he was San Diego.
It doesn't make sense to buy consoles when you're gonna spend what they cost in a PC and the games are gonna go to PC. That's where I'm at with it. I know, like you're like really? I was like, hell yeah, $800.
Yeah,
I'm done.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't pay.
I agree. I agree fully.
Nope.
I agree fully.
$700 if I was a PS5 only guy and I was considering a PS5, I'm gonna go to Micro Center and I'm gonna look at their builds.
No, if they came out next generation with some new Xbox and they said this is the only one we got at $800, $700, I'm done. It's like I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
And you already got your tippy toe in there. You might as well just go in at that point. You know what I mean? You said you got what, a 1650, whatever.
But yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, and that's you can play anything with that. Just about anything you can play with it. You know what I mean? Not at the highest or whatever's, but you can play just about anything on there. And you've been playing on it. You had Choo Choo Charlie.
That Choo Choo Charles is the best guy. Richard from San Diego, you get that. Support that developer for Choo Choo Charles. #1 Gotti game for me, man. That's what it is.
Real quick, who developed it?
It was a single guy. I forgot what his name is.
You forgot his name. I thought you were a fan of the guy.
Because you probably have Fortnite on your PC, and that's the same Epic, so that was the same account, right?
Yeah.
Good job, Richard. Good job, man.
All right, man. It's time to shut this down. We've been on for about
shutting it down
and 23 minutes. About to be 24
2.5 hours.
And I think my legs are.
But you had fun though, didn't you?
I did have fun.
Hell
Always
yeah,
have fun.
good show. Fun show.
Always have fun.
As always.
I only had that one topic was PlayStation Pro, and
that wasn't the only topic you had, was it?
Yeah, that's the only thing I had.
Okay.
It took up a lot. We talked about other things, but that was the only thing he planned.
It was good about 30 minutes, maybe just for that.
I'm thinking about buying Lollipop Chainsaw, man. I did not know that game really released. I bought that game.
Well,
I don't know what list.
Buying stuff left and right. Goddamn. Holy shit.
I should buy you what?
Stop it.
Marvel on Steam. If you
Stop
buy
it,
Lollipop
really? Stop it.
Chainsaw.
How much is it? It doesn't matter. It don't matter. Because the thing is, I bought it. I saw it on a list of backwards compatible games.
Yeah.
But I guess you had to own it because I found it on eBay, brand new, $19, still in the wrap. still with the sticker over the top of the under the wrap.
So,
And when I
so what
pop
happened?
that thing in,
Oh,
nothing
Richard is
happened.
Hispanic, dog. Unless he knows Spanish. I don't know. I'm just assuming. He said, Buenas noches,
Buenos
raza.
noches, La Raza. That's
No,
cool,
no,
bro.
no. He essay if he talking about a
Es
raza.
Ricardo. Se llama
Yeah.
Ricardo. No es Richard.
Nah.
Richard is
Yeah.
su American name. Right? Es Ricardo.
He's from San Diego, man. So yeah, man, Bulldogs.
Simon.
Simon.
Ah.
Simon.
Ah. God, Simon, don't say that.
Orale.
But real talk though, man. Like the options is out there, man.
Vámonos,
Hey,
Ricardo.
I was out there in the summer.
Oh, okay,
I went
so
to San
you're saying
Diego.
Lollipop Chainsaw. Okay, so
Yeah,
you
soy
want a
mexicano, homie.
disc.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Mexicano. So okay, so you were saying about you found the disc, but what's been going? Because I've seen the game in the
I
in the headlines.
I didn't.
Delaying or something?
Oh, you know why? Because her booty cheeks are still out. She still has on a halter top, and those types of things are the things that people want to get behind. That's why.
Oh,
Because-
the DIE people get mad.
What? So they made a new game or something like?
No.
Why did they like
No. Check it out, bro. I'm talking about Lollipop Chainsaw. It came on a 360, right? I
know
I
that.
never played it. I saw it on the backwards compatible. You can't put the disc in though. Some of the music is going, so I guess that's why you can't do it anymore. So I got a brand new Lollipop Chainsaw I never played, and it came out the other day. They delayed it. I didn't know till what date.
It came out the other day.
I
That's what happened.
saw
Okay.
100 playing it. He put it up there saying this game ain't bad. I was like, Lollipop Chainsaw is out? Shit. And so I went on
I
there.
know a couple people like that game.
Well, I can see now, like when I got ready to buy it, only 100 was playing it. Since I've been deliberating, 4 of my friends are not playing it. So I guess
Okay.
a lot of it, and it's already on sale. It's a little sale. It's
yeah,
on
tell
like
me,
it's on like 5%.
Damn.
But
5%, man. That's a
It's like
Packet
Dead.
of extra
Imagine
copy.
like a Dead Rising with a cheerleader.
Yeah.
She
I
got
played
she
it.
got
I
on
played it
her
back
same
then.
little outfit. Okay, so when you read the reviews on Microsoft Store or whatever, a lot of people are supporting it because they didn't alter her outfit in any way. They kept it true. Her little boobs are still out. Her little booty cheeks are still out. She still got the little cheerleader skirt on,
Mhm.
and a lot of people are trying to
And
get
her
behind it
ponytails.
because they
And her
didn't alter
ponytails.
those things.
Right.
All that, the whole
Because
All
stereotypical.
that bullshit.
looking
Yeah.
all sexy
Yeah.
and shit. Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Yes. sir.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
It's certain-
C for Richard is C.
It's an act of defiance to support this game.
Like if you're
It's
like,
basically
if you're gonna answer that,
basically
we
the
gotta talk to
situation
Richard in
going on.
Espanol. Okay. So C.
he is familiar in Tijuana, man. Bro, he knows
No,
about a good
no problemo.
He knows about a good tequila.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So I was in
Shit.
San Diego in the summertime. I was by Chula Vista. I was trying to go to a Padres game, but no, I didn't have time.
Mm.
But
I thought you. Oh, so you went last year, not this year.
what? San Diego?
Okay, I guess I keep mixing it up. Which was the ghetto?
Okay.
Was that
no,
was
no.
that
last
Oakland?
year? Yeah, last year around this time is when I went to Oakland for a conference, and that's when I had a chance to go see the Oakland Coliseum.
Padres and it was the Yankees and the what?
Yeah, it
Athletics?
was Yankees and the A's was what I saw that time. When I went to San Diego this year, I had a chance to go to a Padres game, but didn't have time because we were on vacation, seeing family and all that. So, but next time I go there, I will make it a point to go to a Padres game because I want to go to a ball game at all the stadiums that I can go to. So, Richard, you like baseball? Vámonos, vamos a jugar baseball.
Baseball.
Baseball. Vamos a ver
Baseball.
baseball. Los Padres. All right, man. We got to get out of here. My legs are falling asleep. And I'm not going to sound
You need a
tired,
better
'cause
butt. You
last
need a
time-
better butt pad. My
last
booty is
time-
cradled right now.
Right now,
Word. Although I
last
need a
time,
bathroom break.
he likes soccer. Man, that's a lot
He's
of
a
running
soccer.
for me. I can't do
Oh, he's my kind of dude, then.
it.
he likes
That's too much
football.
running for me.
There we go.
I get
He likes
tired by
football.
watching. Like, oh my god,
That's
a lot
my
of running.
that's my kind of dude right there.
And
I can have the races with a dude like that.
so, all right, man. Let's get out of here. Oh yeah, because I can't sound tired because realists would get mad at me. Like, don't try to pretend you're tired. Don't sound like you're tired.
Hey, right. You said, hey, let's end the show, and then you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
got
yeah.
tired when you said it's in the
Right.
show.
Right. And all of a sudden he finds more energy and it never
right.
ends.
All right. Peace, guys. Night.
Peace.
Peace out.